Welcome to Tournament Tactics. Yeah, where the sharpest minds in DFS battle it out. And only the bold play survive. Let's go! We got Kevin Allen, the Geek in command. DFS Army, he built the brand. Star arbitrage, own numbers on lock. Talking new feed while he milks the chalk. And it's BobbyWow, call him 2 times. Lily make a king with the sharpest lines. When Bobby speak, yeah, you listen close. Cause that galaxy brain just might toast your hopes. Burns in the lab with a spreadsheet magic. DraftKings book, that math is tragic. Higher rep and that Buckeye pride. Breaking the slate, he's on that ride. And Josiah, yeah, the cool black nerd. NBA stacks, that's his word. Ladies man jokes, nah, not quite. But he's still dropping GPP bombs all night. Tournament tactics, it'll bust them eyes. TV sets, say chocolate guys. Brendan's blending too. Ticket team says profits, hoping you. Tournament tactics, eat up your spot. Ladies that such you banking off. You'll smoke that bow and then buddy out of heat. Cause the fin of this new as he can't compete. Tournament tactics.
All right, what's going on, everyone? NFL Week 11 Tournament Tactics is here. And we got the dream team to break it all down for you all season long. We're keeping it going. We got Bobby 2 times. Got to get the millions, get the millions. We got Josiah, GPP crusher, MILF baiter, and all around likable guy. And of course, Burns got the Shark Lab, the numbers, the metrics, the math man himself. Here to break down NFL Week 11. Of course, it's Jameis week. That's all anybody needs to know.
There we go. I love it.
Really?
That's all you need to know. It's Jamo time.
Yeah.
It's that time. But there's other players on the slate. I know we're going to have to talk about everyone. We're going to get into this thing, guys. Coming off a week 10 that, like, I don't know. I don't even want to relive it. I want to move on from it. It worked out all right. I had a runner in one of the big contests. It's in 3rd place, trying to hold on there. Trey McBride, carry me to 1st. Drop down to like 11. The difference between, many thousands and a couple hundreds based on that. But we're going to get it going. We're going to get it going for NFL Week 11. I like this week. I think it's a little more clear. We have a lot of injuries, a ton of injuries to deal with. Some starters coming in that haven't been starters before. I even found a running back that weirdly has exploded in usage, maybe under the radar, and could be really interesting as well. So there's a couple of angles to get into. But of course, as always, we want to start and just check out where the ownerships are across the board for our quarterback position as we start on the quarterback team. So I'm going to go to the DFS Army Domination Station Optimizer. And I'm going to... What? All right, here we go. It's already weird. I'm sorting by projected ownership. And fellows, the highest owned quarterback projection as of right now is JJ Milson McCarthy. And I call him Milson because he reminds me of Zach Wilson a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Not for any other reason, but he just reminds me of Zach Wilson across the board. And yet here he is, a guy who hasn't done anything in his NFL career, 15% owned. BobbyWow, straight up. McCarthy chalk.
Come on.
McCarthy chalk. Good chalk or bad chalk?
Okay. I hope you hear the same answer from other places because people are going to say I'm just a biased Bears fan. I just don't think JJ McCarthy, I'm not inspired by his play by any stretch. I think the Bears defense is very, very beat up. There's a small chance Jalen Johnson comes back this week, which would change the game. But if not, their secondary is really all second stringers. So I can understand why people might like JJ. He runs a little bit. We saw Jackson Dart last week do some damage, but JJ McCarthy as a quarterback just does not move the needle whatsoever for me. So that is easy chalk for me to wave goodbye at.
I find it unlikely that it'll hold. That's ridiculous. JJ McCarthy of all people. What the hell has he done? He has not looked that great. I mean, even in games where he's been okay, there's a lot of interceptions. Like I said, it's not. He's looked like a rookie out there. So man, all right. You know what I'm saying? Like that's gonna be it. Okay, I didn't even make my sheet. Like he is not one of the quarterbacks that I selected as anybody I was interested in this week. And here we are. He's projecting 15%. Cool beans. I hope that happens. There's a couple of weird chalk pieces here that I think are fucking weird. Jacoby Brissett, second high. I like Jacoby. I'm down with him. Hasn't scored less than 20 points in a game so far. That's cool. I'm good with him. Josh Allen, of course, in a possible ceiling spot against the pass funnel Bucks defense. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's a good one. And then wait a minute. Aaron? I mean, it's the Bengals, but Aaron? Number 4?
We watched this game a couple weeks ago. We saw what Aaron and Pat Fryermuth did to this D2 defense.
I'm getting on the Muth this week.
Yeah, we still haven't seen Aaron Rodgers get anywhere close to 300 yards. Really, not even like 250 or 275, but the touchdown should be there. So I'm not fading him, but it's scary as hell. I'll say that.
I'm sorry, Harlock just nailed. That's the comment of the show already. ARP. I don't know if that's been said before. I've never heard it before, and I find it hilarious. Well done, Harlock. Aaron, number 4 on the list. Justin Herbert, I get. Okay, right? Jaguars just been producing monster scores for opposing quarterbacks. I'm sure, Burns, you probably love Herbert this week.
He made Davis Mills look like Joe Montana last week.
Yeah.
The Jags did.
Yeah, we'll get to him too. And he looks pretty good. Mahomes, again, tough matchup, but he's Mahomes, right? You got Joe Flacco, Joe Cool here. Purdy in the mix. Penix in the mix. Stafford. Caleb all the way down there, BobbyWow. Insulting.
I mean, the Vikings blitz a lot. And we know Caleb doesn't always do the best with pressure. So that's why I have to assume he's not super chalk this week.
Greta has something to say to the field about this ownership projection.
How dare you?
Hey, we were all over Caleb with low ownership last week, and it paid off.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything else, but I like the play.
Caleb was spectacular last week, sub 4% ownership. Everybody laughed at us. Jordan Love, Sam Darnold, tough matchup. Jolo, not needed in this game. You know, Trevor Lawrence, he'll burn your food like Florence. That's about it. No. Lamar unowned. And there we go. Cam Ward. So ownerships on quarterback are going to allow for some creative approaches to tournaments this week, gentlemen. And we will use that as the backdrop for our quarterback discussion today. Right? So, as usual, let's get into the quarterback position, NFL Week 11. Where are the stacks? I have a few plays that I've identified, pay ups and pay downs, but I'm really curious to where you guys are falling this week. So let's just go, stud and dud as usual. We'll start with the more expensive group, the 6K and up quarterback group, right? And we already checked the ownerships. Josh Allen going to get some ownership. Not a lot of these pay-up guys are getting much ownership. Herbert a little bit. Mahomes getting some ownership. No, nothing for Lamar. Nothing for Knicks. Nothing for Jolo. So, BobbyWow, 6K and up. I cut off Caleb Williams from that group. Let's start with you, BobbyWow. Give me which 2 quarterbacks are you looking to pay up for this week and why?
For me, it's going to be Josh Allen as 1A. Finally, we get him in what should be a competitive, higher scoring matchup, pass funnel defense. You guys have rightly kind of been off him the last couple of weeks because they've been more lopsided games. And I think it feels like maybe now is the time we can go back to him in a smash spot. And he's not even like that much more expensive than anybody else here. So he's 1A for me. And then, frankly, I won't have much of anybody else above Caleb outside of, maybe some shares of probably Justin Herbert. It was where I'm going after that. If Surtain is out, Mahomes will probably crack my list as well. But for right now, it's Josh Allen 1A and then maybe a little bit of Herbert up at the top.
I feel like we have the same brain right now because I'm feeling what you just said. Josiah, how about you? You have a diverse array of quarterbacks that you enjoy selecting.
Yeah, and I think I'm aligned with the Josh Allen call. I cannot play Lamar right now. He just didn't look the way I like to see him last week. I'm with you. Patrick Mahomes matchup, don't love it, but if it gets a bit softer, I could be talked into it. The guy I like here is Matthew Stafford. Uh, he has the best 3 touchdown odds on the slate. Seattle, their run defense is really good. Their pass defense is more average. I think this game goes pretty back and forth, and so I just think Stafford's ownership is just crazy. So he's going to be someone that I'm prioritizing with the pay up option. So it's Allen and Stafford for me.
There we go. How about you, Burns? What's the Shark Lab think about all this?
Well, I think there's I think there's a lot of ways to get interesting here this week. We have a lot of guys in the 6K range that are actually away favorites, and they're really not in great spots. Patrick Mahomes is not in a great spot at all. Lamar Jackson not in a great spot at all. You can even say that, Justin Herbert really hasn't gotten it done when he travels. So, and he travels east. So each one of these guys has significant deficiencies for the week, especially because of the fact that in winning million maker lineups, away favorites haven't really been getting it done at all. And so, it's just been home underdogs and home favorites. So basically I'm going to be Xing out Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Baker Mayfield. I'll look at Justin Herbert potentially. Bo Nix, no. Jordan Love, no. So for me, it's just Stafford and Allen because they're the ones that have the best matchup. They're the ones that actually are home. They're favored. Their lines are overs on the 45 and the implied team total of 24. So, I mean, it's very simple. It's take Allen and take Stafford and throw out all the rest.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's a lot of pay down options that are interesting on the slate. Plenty. We've also seen over the course of this season that paying up for quarterback has not worked. So let's be real about what's going on this year. Paying up at quarterback has not been successful. Josh Allen averaging 25 fantasy points per game, which is spectacular. Like, fuck yeah, man. I'm happy I took him on my season-long team. He's doing great. But the reality is Josh Allen has only appeared in the tournament-winning nut lineup once all season. Not because he's doing bad. He's having a great year. But Josh Allen, if you're going to be the most expensive quarterback on the slate every single week, you have to score the most points. Not a solid, consistent 25, 26, 27, which is what we've been getting from him. Again, love it this week. Think this week has the chance for the ceiling. So I'm absolutely with you. And yeah, guys, my list so far this week from this top group only has Herbert and Josh Allen. And I will tell you guys, as I was writing up my Herbert notes, he's not even an exciting play, not because he can't and won't go crazy. He's a spectacular player. Love him without a dominant running back. What he's doing is great. But the problem is it's hard to stack him. Super hard to pick one of those four, right? You got Gadsden, you got the 3 wide receivers, and who the hell knows? Yeah, really. I mean, like I could sit here and pretend, it's going to be on McConkey week. I'm going to cover 12. Get the fuck out of here. No one knows. It's just a guess. Cover 12. Deep safety. No, we don't know. The minute you think you're right, you're wrong. Never works. You just don't know which one of those guys. You like my generic DFS tout talking confidently about which guy it's going to be? Josiah, you appreciated that.
Who uses cover 12? That's on the offense.
Oh, stop it. See, there it is.
Who's ever using cover 12 as a tout? Whoever uses cover 12 as a tout.
Sorry.
I knew you were not even doing that.
It's not even smart. It's like, dude,
making a satirical reference.
I know,
but not here right now.
Fiery start.
DFS tout.
Make sure you know what side of the ball, though.
Oh, stop. Oh, cover 2, cover 3. It's zone 1. It doesn't matter. You don't know who's getting the fucking ball on the Chargers. The minute it's great for Keenan, and it's not him. Or it's great for this guy, and it's the tight end. You never know. That's what I say. You never know.
I was messing.
I'd love to get some more thoughts on Stafford. Okay, I want to be talked into him because you talk about Josh Allen averaging 25 fantasy points a game, and Stafford he's $400 cheaper. Like, we're not going to major discount here. Stafford has had arguably 2 of the best games of his career, ceiling games. He's thrown 4 touchdown passes in them, and he still hasn't even reached 27 points. So, like, I need you to sell me on Matty Stafford here. I love the guy, I love the QB, but the fantasy player, all right, 27.4. There you go. But even then, like, we're not seeing 30s.
My biggest reason for Stafford is I just don't think it's a great passing week. And so I think that higher floor gives me maybe Slate winning upside because there's just not a lot of passing attacks that are in great spots this week.
That makes sense. Okay, I like it.
But again, to bring it all back together, I'm down with this. I think the pay up options, you got Josh Allen, Lamar, unsexy at Cleveland. Don't want any of that. Mahomes, lots and lots of reasons why you might not get too excited about Mahomes on the road at Denver. Tough matchup, whatever, right? Bo Nix. I just don't know what's going on with Bo Nix. Like, how do you only score 10 points last week? I can't get past it. And, just mid. Jordan Love, it was Jolo. Yeah, 10-pointer. What is this 30? What was the final score? I thought it was like 10-7 last week. Either way, it sucked. And that was against Carolina. You can't score against the Panthers.
Panthers are better defense, but it looked like that game, the Bo Nix game, just with they put different jerseys on. It was like the same game we watched with Packers and Panthers as what Bo Nix did the week before. It's so ugly.
Brutal. Those Packers are keeping me off. Well, we'll get to it. All right, let's talk about the second tier of quarterbacks, NFL Week 11 here. Top of the list here, you got Caleb Williams in the dome. Weather-controlled environment. Everybody wants to play the opposing quarterback for some reason. Okay, I like that. I like taking the opposite side of that. Brock Purdy coming off of injury. I'm not ready necessarily to load up on that just off the injury. We'll see. Darnold, no one's talking Darnold, but he's been great even in tough matchups like this. Darnold probably can get it done. So I don't know about that. Of course, we got Joe Cool. Joe Flacco. Why do we need anybody else? You could do this whole slate with just Joe Flacco. Like, realistically, you could just go Flacco. You don't need anyone else. But
you're trying to get under my skin now? What?
Do it like a 10-minute show. Play Joe Flacco. Play Jamar Chase. See you guys next Tuesday. No?
I mean...
See you next Tuesday.
Yeah, we thought that against the Bears. That didn't play out well. So I don't know, man.
You always play Flacco, dude. It always works out. When it has not worked out? 29, 24, 36, or the 20? Every single one of those times, spectacular.
18.8. I don't know. Okay.
For 4K, I'll take it too. That was a 4K salary that week. BobbyWow. You'd be very happy for a 20 on your 4K salary. That's a 5X. Love Flacco.
Yeah. Steelers defense has gotten better than they were earlier this season. They've made some adjustments, like Ramsey's now a safety, and I've gotten a little bit more pressure on the edge, but this is still a great spot for Flacco. I'm with you.
It is a good spot. Exactly. That's
good spot.
Flacco's like Dart's dad out there. Like, Dart might be Flacco's son in real life.
Dart's dad is probably younger than Flacco.
No, they're the same. Yeah, you guys know. Everybody knows already. Why are you even coming here? It's going to be Dart when he's healthy. If it's not Dart, it's Flacco. I mean, I screamed 2 names every one of the last 4 weeks. I don't know what else I could say. Aaron, not so exciting. McCarthy, the chalk? What the fuck is going on there? Okay, thank you. Or maybe I'm crazy. It didn't occur to me to play McCarthy. So, all right, whatever. And then, of course, a couple of pay down options. And we're going to include all this in this next segment. You guys will tell me about it. But we got Brissett, 20 points per game plus every single start so far this year, which is super acceptable for his 5K price point. You got Davis Mills, a.k.a. the neck, getting it done last week. Can he do it again in a spectacular matchup against an opponent that allows all opposing quarterbacks and players to tear them up in Titans. Why not? Right? And maybe I'm even forgetting someone like a Penix at home against the Panthers, Josiah. That could be interesting. So with that being said, let's start segment number 2. Cheaper quarterbacks that we like in NFL Week 11. And I'll go to you on this one, Burns, the Shark Lab, the Millie Maker Master himself. Who are the quarterbacks that the metrics are pointing to this week, since you didn't like a lot of the pay-up options?
Well, to be honest with you, I do like JJ McCarthy this week. He's home. He's favored. He is got the metrics for Vegas. And so he actually has the metrics on the other side too. The defensive metrics that Chicago's bringing in is not been good at all this year. So we've seen what quarterbacks have done against Chicago. He actually had 23.5 points in the first game of the season this year, and it was against Chicago, and it was on the road. So now he gets to go home, and he is at home, and this is why he's 15% owned, is because it is a good matchup for him. And so, I mean, he's 5,200. You know, it's just like,
how much do you like him less now that you know he's going to be the chalk?
I mean, yeah, I don't like that he's going to be really chalky. I wish he was like 10%, but you know, yeah, he's just another play in the portfolio this week. It's not anything spectacular. It's just another play. So, but yeah, JJ, he's going to be in play for me. Yeah, I mean, the guys like Aaron Rodgers, same principles. I mean, exactly the same principles. He's home. He's favored. He's going up against a terrible defense without Hendrickson. Hendrickson's been ruled out this week.
They're so bad.
So, I mean, and he's got, and it's not that many guys on this team that he's going to. Jalen Warren would probably be the reason why Aaron Rodgers doesn't get it done. And so, you know, that's what it's going to be. Like, some of these guys are in good spots, so you have to look at them. You know, Penix at home, he's favored. He doesn't have the Vegas metrics. He's under, and so he just doesn't have the metrics in play from a Vegas perspective, and he doesn't have the defensive metrics either. I mean, Carolina has been decent, but Carolina has been a leaky sieve in the last 3 to 4 games. So I can see Michael Penix actually blowing up in this game at home with like a Drake London, trailing Drake London and Kyle Pitts. And, you know, we just haven't been seeing it from Bijan Robinson lately. So I could see where, you know, a really low owned Michael Penix could actually be in play this week. And let's just say the quarterbacks is not a great week for quarterbacks. And really, we're looking at 23 to 25 points, wins the slate potentially, right? So Penix, I mean, say he gets 20, and he's one of the lowest salaried quarterbacks on the entire slate. And say Allen gets 25. Well, Penix is going to win the slate for somebody.
I feel like that's an unlikely scenario to play out. I'm just saying. Feels
I'm
unlikely.
just going to be on a lot of the favored quarterbacks this week. It's just the writing's on the wall.
All right. I like it. Josiah.
Yeah, it's a interesting week, kind of like what Burns touched on, where guys like Michael Penix, when that doesn't sound that crazy to you, you're like, yeah, this is a little gross. For me, I'm with you on JJ. I liked him a lot more when he was low owned. I think he should be low owned. What I like about JJ is he throws the ball and he doesn't care. And he has a really high deep throw percentage right now, second or third in the league, but the data's a little skewed because he hasn't played that many games. But we know this Bears defense hasn't been great. With him being chalky, everything in me just makes that almost auto fade for me. I'm not going to fade him yet, but if he's still the highest owned quarterback on the slate by the time we get to Sunday, I will fade it.
Yeah.
I'm playing Flacco and Rodgers. The one guy that wasn't mentioned, I like Sam Darnold here. I like this game in general. Sam Darnold, everyone's tired of him. Last week, he sucked because the defense had 2 touchdowns. He only threw the ball 12 times, which was ridiculous. But I think we get back on track here with a nice close game. And, the running back situation, that definitely could make the upside a little bit lower for Sam Darnold. But if this game goes the way I see it going, then he should be able to get there for us too. So I like the spot for him.
Need the Rams to cooperate on the Darnold play. Got to bring it back with Pokey.
Yeah.
Got to get him in there if you can afford him. That's where you switch up to the Pokester. Bobby Dubs. Bobby 2 times. Got to get the millions.
I'll be playing Flacco and Rodgers. You can't ignore the spot.
Rodgers?
Yes. Yes, Rodgers. This is literally the worst passing defense in the league, the Bengals. They are atrocious. And the other thing is that I do think it's worth mentioning Rodgers, no matter how old he is, I don't care if he plays till he's 60, he has the history of bouncing back from a bad game with a really stellar game. Rodgers admitted after last week's game, it was the worst game he's played as a Steeler, the worst game he's played in some time. I think, with him kind of coming forward like that, you can expect to see him really sharp in a game like this. And again, with all the right ingredients. So yeah, I'm going to have some Aaron Rodgers, no doubt about it. Yeah. Joe Flacco, similar reasons. He lit up the Steelers in this game a couple weeks ago. I'll have Caleb. Of course, I'm a Bears fan, but Caleb, 25 plus points again last week. He just looks really good. And again, the thing about Caleb is he's running the football. That's really that's the key component here. Is he's low owned and he's using his legs quite a bit. Last week, his legs have been an insane weapon for sack avoidance, number one, but also just he's running the ball and he's scoring as a rusher. So we can't ignore that. And I'm going to continue to ride that train until it comes to a stop. And then the one guy that wasn't mentioned that I will mention is Brock Purdy. He's been out for a while, but look, if you can make Mac Jones look competent and serviceable as a fantasy option, Brock Purdy will be just fine coming back. So his receivers are healthier than they were when he started earlier in the season. This is a solid matchup against the Cardinals. I know they've been okay, but the important thing is the Cardinals can actually score now with Jacoby. So I will have some Brock Purdy at a really low price and probably as low ownership as we'll see on Purdy the rest of the season.
Pointing out one thing, Bobby, Mac Jones is good. Mac Jones might be just as good or better than Purdy.
Better is where you went too far. Just as good, I can maybe agree with.
I said might. I didn't say is. I said he might be better than Purdy.
Okay. He's not. But
I'm comfortable with that. I think Mac Jones is a starting quarterback in the National Football League next year. Catch me outside. How about that?
Not if he's not a 49er. He's not. No way.
Not on the 40. I don't know which team. I'm saying the kid is good.
For 1 week or 2 weeks, maybe you might be right.
He stands in there, dude. Like I've watched.
Saying he's good is maybe one of the most banana things I've heard in my life.
Good. He's good. He stands.
This guy
in there.
was complete doggy doo-doo before he came to San Francisco. He was terrible. Terrible.
Was he?
Yes, terrible.
Because I remember a Jacksonville offense that operated more efficiently and better with him than it ever has with Trevor Lawrence. All right. You know what Mac Jones doesn't do? He ain't burning your food like Lawrence. Yeah. He won't run up in your crib like his name was Search Warrants. He's not doing any of that. He's out there looking dad bod.
Comparing him to T-Law doesn't do many favors, okay, in this argument.
He's out there looking like Tom Brady light, standing in the pocket, slow.
Drake May looks like Tom Brady light.
No, Drake May looks like Allen. He looks like Josh Allen light. Mac Jones looks like Tom Brady. Can't get away from the rush, slow, dad out there, no athleticism. And yet he just
all the bad traits. Yes, I agree.
He's got those traits. He's in there slinging it, taking hits. I like it when quarterbacks stand in the face of rush, throw it with poise, and get smashed. That's what Tony Romo. That's my Tony Romo thing.
Are we debating if Mac Jones can be a starter in this league? Or are we saying we're just okay playing Brock Purdy? Because that's my argument here. I'm playing Purdy. If Mac
like
Jones can succeed, Purdy can't do. That's all. That's all I was saying.
I like it. I like
I
it.
wasn't playing Purdy, but I definitely am now. You will see the upside that Mac Jones didn't have this week. It's going to be night and day.
I hope so. I'll play some Purdy too, just for you, because I love BobbyWow. Literally, if you say to play someone, I always play them. But I might give you a little pushback here on the show. All right, my turn. So a couple of names that weren't mentioned that I want to get into here. Of course, I love Flacco. Are you kidding me? Flacco's my brand at this point. Like, how many shorts do I have out there talking about Flacco? It's too much. You guys are getting sick of it. I don't even have to say it anymore. If you haven't figured out to play Flacco, then I don't know what to tell you. Who are you going to play him with? T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. You don't got to worry about anything else. It's done. You already know what to do. One of those two guys is going to crush, and you want to bring it back with Jalen Warren. I saw it in. I saw my guy in the chat there, Mr. 5 Cent. He was talking about it. Bring it back with Warren. Can bring it back with Fryer Muth, the Muth, who tortured this Bengals team last time out. It's going to be one of those weird tight ends, Janu Smith, Muth, something on the other side that's going to be hard to predict. That's another reason why I'm not in love with playing Aaron. Like, good luck getting the stack right. The last time it was Fryer Muth. You would never have had that. You had Metcalf. He gets 4 targets and puts up a 16. Yeah, it's nice, but it didn't get you winning any tournaments, right? So continuing on from there. Caleb, I'm with you on that one as well, BobbyWow. 3% Caleb, excuse me? I'll just play that side of the game, right? Everybody going to play JJ McCarthy, whose best completion percentage on the season was 46%. I'll go with I made it up. It's not true. It's not. Burns is looking it up already. He's like, wait, it's not that. No, it was a little. He had a 65%er in week 1, that good game, but he's under 50%. No,
Burns is right.
Yeah. Scrolling down the list here, Jacoby Brissett, 24 fantasy points in 3 of the last 4 games, over 20.
We're dropping below 5K. We're starting the new segment, right? Just to be clear.
Oh, okay. I don't know. We talked Pendix, or we're in this segment. No, we're going here. We're going the whole thing. I'm skipping the top part because I'm going to talk about these cheapies because I like them and we got to move on.
Okay.
But Brissett down here loves it, stacked with Trey McBride or Michael Wilson, super cheap wide
Wilson's
receiver.
Out, I think, right?
What's that?
Was it Wilson that hurt his? No. Okay,
Marvin Harrison Jr. is
Marvin's
concussed.
out.
We got Michael Wilson now in there. Okay, I'll take it. He's been getting 4 to 6 targets a game with Marvin Harrison in there. Now with him gone, maybe he'll get 6 to 8 targets. Great, good enough for me. And then I'm gonna scroll down to Pencil Neck Mills. I'm cool with it. Why not? Why the fuck not? This guy put up 28.7. It's the Titans. They're not good. I'll go right back to it. BobbyWow, you seem surprised. Like, what's wrong with Mills? Let's do it. Let's get on it for 4,500.
The only thing I'm going to ask is, can we turd hat bet that Aaron Rodgers outscores Davis Mills?
Yes.
You're unwilling to play Aaron, but you have no problem playing Davis Mills, who had the first good game of his career last week.
I know. It's Aaron Rodgers a lot more expensive. I'll do it. I get a bargain on this guy. And I know exactly who to stack him with. And that's the best part. I don't got to get cute.
Well, if you stacked him with Nico last week, you didn't win anything.
If you stacked him with who?
With Nico.
No, I mean, that won the tournament last week. What are you talking about? That's a Millie Maker. That was the Millie Maker winner.
I know.
That was the $1 million stack.
Actually, it wasn't.
Look, if we're going to say 30% completion percentage.
Actually, that's completely 100% false.
Well, I mean, Davis Mills was the highest scoring quarterback of the league.
He wasn't in the winning Millie Maker.
It doesn't matter if he's in the winning. He is
It was Baker Mayfield stack with 3.
Yeah, but how many fantasy points did Baker Mayfield score?
He scored enough to be in the winning Millie Maker lineup.
He did. That's crazy.
So he scored 22.9 Burns.
Yes, he did.
Right? And now let's say I took that exact same lineup.
He was stacked with 3. He was stacked with Tez Johnson, Emeka Buka, and Kate Otten.
But let's say I took that exact same lineup and I plugged in Davis Mills.
It doesn't matter.
Did I have produced a higher score?
Doesn't matter.
The other, all right, let me continue what I'm saying here. The other guy that played very well with Davis Mills was Dalton Schultz, 11 targets last week. This is what I like. Give me the guy who got 15 targets.
That is a good
I don't
shout.
care. Give me the guy who got 11 targets. By the way, last week's matchup was not as good as this one. So I'm doing it. I'm stacking him with Nico. I'm putting Dalton Schultz in there, and I'm going to play it in the Millie Maker at 1% owned, and I'm going to be laughing all the way to the bank. All right. And then
with that 50 cents.
Yeah, well, you know,
$30.
It's $1.50. Finally, Jameis Winston.
That's E1. That's a W.
Oh, Lord.
JMO.
Oh, no.
We're jamming. We're not jamming this week, guys. I know everybody's waiting.
You know he's actually playing a good defense, right?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
know
that's the
we're all
problem.
waiting for the Jameis Winston excitement. I love Jameis Winston. You guys know this. I got to dance. I've got to.
I thought you did until now. You can't ride or die with Jammo until now, and then all of a sudden, you told us to play Dart in just as bad of scenario. This is just crazy, man.
He's not Dart, dude.
Okay,
He ain't no Dart.
You have Jammo has been your savior for the last like 5 years.
I do love him.
And all of a sudden,
but
he's starting again, and we're not going to play him at
he
the
needs
tournament
wide
cheap?
receivers. I'm going to play him. I told you already. I'm going to play him, but I'm not going to recommend it to others. I have to do it for the brand. I'm just going to keep doing it. But I'm not going to come on here and tell you play, Jameis Winston without any wide receiver help at all against the Packers. I it's too much. But if I were to play him, and I'm not recommending it.
The dude played for the Browns and put up points.
He had Amari Cooper. That guy was the man back in the day. He was the man back in the day before he turned into garbage. He was awesome. I'm just going to say this. If I were to play if I were to be jamming with Jammo, I'd have him stacked with I'd probably just go with Wandale and hope for the best.
Theo's been
maybe Theo. Yeah.
Very good as well.
Yeah. Wandale, Theo. But again, Jammo, not a DFS, not a recommendation outside of, not a brain recommendation, just a heart recommendation. Is that fair? I don't want to come on here. I get it. It's for the brand, but like it's the Packers. Every game is low scoring and shit. And the Giants have no weapons. Like it's not the spot to go Jammo crazy here.
They are at home though, at least, right? They're not at Lambeau.
They are at home. And the Packers are going in DGAF style, like not getting hyped up for the game because that's how it goes. So I don't expect their defense to play that great, but no, don't play Tyrone. No, Tracy. No.
Man, those last two calls is like throw a dart at a dartboard and go way over to the way right over there. The dartboard's not even there.
I mean, which last two? You didn't like Davis Mills?
Dude, they're on the road.
I cannot believe you were going to sit here and advocate for Davis Mills over
Houston,
Jammo. I don't care about the
I would have been okay if Houston was at home. They're on the road, and they're one of the worst road offenses in the NFL.
Tennessee is not the road from Houston. That's like the backyard of Houston.
No, it's
all
not.
The Houston fans live in Tennessee.
No, not.
It's like a 20-minute drive from Houston.
Houston's way down here in the country, and Tennessee's at the middle.
No. You got if you're driving to Houston, you drive through.
You know how long I've done this drive. Houston to Tennessee to Ohio is a lot longer than just backdoor shit.
No,
we're talking not 12 hours. We're talking pretty much like 18.
What part of Tennessee?
Houston, Texas. They're in Nashville. They're in Nashville.
Memphis? Where are the Titans?
Nashville.
They're Nashville. They're in Nashville?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the far part.
Where else would they be? There's not a city with more than 1,000 people in it other than Nashville.
Knoxville.
Knoxville is all University of Tennessee.
Gatlinburg
is about the size of a nickel.
Memphis.
And all 90% full of honeymooners. This is personal for me.
Central.
Yeah.
And Dolly Parton.
I thought I knew you. I literally thought I knew you, and now we're advocating for Davis Mills over Jammo.
I'm just playing cheap quarterbacks. My favorite
of this crew, fake.
No, I didn't play him last week, and now I regretted it. So now I want to do it. Now I'm chasing it because he's still unowned. He had a good game, and still no one's going to play.
5% owned. 5% Davis Mills might as well be 50%.
Still unowned. But Brissett is my favorite of this paydown. Is my favorite of this paydown group for sure. Easy stacks. Love the matchup. Love the bringbacks in that one as well. With Brissett, you can just take your pick of whatever stud you want. My favorite bringback is of course McCaffrey and secondarily George Kittle. But Ricky Pearsall's won me 2 GPP tournaments in his short career already. I will always play him every time he's healthy. Going for time number 3. BobbyWow, you should be playing Danny Jones every single week as a thank you for the $1 million. Gotta have loyalty.
Yeah, I don't need a lecture from you on loyalty after this disappointment that I've heard from you out of last.
You're just
before we
mad
get
about.
started.
Listen, I love Jammo. Like, what do I got to tell the people? Do I got to tell the people to play Jammo this week? I mean, it's for the brand. I get it, but it's a tough spot.
If you're gonna play Davis Mills, you might as well tell him to play Jammo.
But Davis Mills is in a good spot. Like, it's Tennessee. They stink.
I'm just messing with
They
you.
stink.
Tennessee does stink, yes. And Davis Mills looked good last week.
Yeah. All right. I appreciate you, Cohiba, for noticing. At least somebody appreciates me out there. You're the man. All right. Let's move on to the running back position for NFL Week 11.
Wait, I think Burns has a quarterback play.
No, we got injury news for the RBs. J.K. Dobbins is out.
Okay. As
Patrick
expected,
Surtain is out.
Surtain is out. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, so we got them 2 out. So RJ Harvey will probably almost have the backfield by himself.
Yeah. You know what? Let me just correct that, Burns, or we don't know, because that coach does not like to run one running back.
Exactly.
And much like the Patriots, they're going to explode with like, oh, who the fuck is this guy? And Devon Vele is going to be getting more carries than I don't even know if that's the name of a running back. That could be
It's
a
not.
McLaughlin.
Busted out a random name of a football player.
Is it Jaleel McLaughlin?
Yeah, Jaleel McLaughlin's going to be in there. Careful with that team. All right. Let's just be careful. I don't know. But yes, I want to play Harvey. I want to get excited about it. I am playing Harvey. But the only reason I mention that is because instead of going 100% Harvey as my instinct wanted to, I was like, wait a second.
Isn't it Tyler Batty?
Yeah, like Tyler.
Yeah, Batty's more like the receiving back, though, I would assume. But maybe I'm off there.
They'll screw you on that team.
Like over McLaughlin.
Who even knows?
It doesn't matter, I guess. I guess the point stands, though. You're right.
It's just they'll have 3, like the Patriots. They're gonna pull people off of the damn practice squad. You're like, who the fuck is that guy? And next thing you know, he's getting 30%, and RJ Harvey's still at the 43 level. Don't know. I like it, but it's not 100% all in play for that reason. I'm not saying I'm not playing. I love him, but I can't go all in because I'm nervous the coach is gonna fuck us.
I wasn't saying going all in. I was just saying RJ Harvey is going to have the backfield kind of by himself. But
that's what I mean. Like, will he? Will he?
No, I doubt it.
Yeah, I hope so. If he did, I would think I'd be all in. Like, I would want it all in on that. At that price this week, it's a tough week. Give me a $5,400 touchdown scoring young running back, that fresh legs, the whole thing. A lot of good. Like, yeah, we've seen it with Henderson. But let's get into who the chalk is right now. Chase Brown, the top dog. Okay. Interesting.
Wow. Chalky Chase.
A little surprised. McCaffrey, of course, that makes a lot of sense. Jaylen Warren, not somebody I've played this year in DFS lineups, but this is the week if you're going to get on Warren, right, against the Bengals. You got Josh Jacobs in there in a great spot against the Giants. Rico Dowdle in a matchup that has absolutely paid off for running backs all throughout the year. Listen, sorry, Josiah. Remember Dowdle, I think, was it Dowdle who smoked these guys last time in this matchup too?
Yeah.
No, it's Chuba, right?
Was it Chuba?
I think it was Chuba because it was like early.
It was earlier
season.
this season.
Yeah. But everybody's smoking the Falcons. Didn't Jonathan Taylor just put up 3 more touchdowns against these guys? Like, it's an endless stream of smashes.
Why'd you say sorry to me? That's all that was
no,
good.
I flipped it in my I put my thing down, flipped it, and reversed it in my mind. Just forget all that.
Okay.
I'm trying to host and manage a lot of stuff here. Just give me 3 gummies in. Give me a break. Who else? Travis Etienne, Kamani Vidal. All right, let's see who's low owned here. No one really stands out to me. You got Swift down here, who I like. Woody Marks is really interesting. Aaron Jones is really interesting this week, as a reason that McCarthy isn't going to smash, because Aaron Jones gets the touchdown. No more Q tag. They took it away on Jones. He's healthy. And the team clearly likes him a lot more than the backup. So that's the backdrop of the running back position, gentlemen. This time I'll start with you, Bobby Wow. We'll go studs and duds. Again, a couple of interesting potential pay-up options on the slate. We'll do like 65 and up for the stud group, as that covers quite a nice number of running backs. And then we'll go the under 65 or below group for the second segment of this. So, Bobby Wow, you've got, McCaffrey's on the slate, Bijan, Josh Jacobs is there. Cool.
I love CMC. CMC is 1A once again here. This is a great matchup. I think this game is going to be competitive. I think it's going to be higher scoring. And CMC is just having an unbelievable season to this point. He looks awesome. He's a great pass catcher. He's doing it all. So I love CMC. To me, he's the clear pay up. His props projection is 4.5 points higher than the next closest guy. And he's the top projected guy on the slate in terms of, running back, wide receiver, tight end. Nobody is projected to score more than him. So I really like CMC. Is kind of like the 1A guy. And then Rico Dowdle would be my second favorite. I know it's, kind of a gap.
Really?
Rico's really intriguing. He's been so good, and he's been doing it against really good defenses, and now he gets to do it against a bad defense. So I love his price on DraftKings. He's in a smash spot. If I were to, pay up for kind of an in-betweener, Bijan is kind of where my heart tells me to go, but Josh Jacobs, who I like more on FanDuel, is where my head's telling me to go. He has been as involved as he's ever been in the passing game in his career. He is, for whatever reason, he has become like the leading pass catcher for the Packers across the board. And you've got some injuries at wide receiver here. I don't see that going away in this game. So to me, I know the scores haven't, been RB1 to this point, but it feels like, man, if he can pound the ball in the end zone twice, like we've seen him do so many times, this could be a really intriguing Josh Jacobs spot.
A lot of receptions, Bobby Wow, for Jacobs this year relative to the past, which is nice to see. It really holds that floor up. Even in that dog shit game against the Eagles the other day, like one guy had a good fantasy day, and it was Josh Jacobs. And now he gets the Giants with probably a lot of turnovers happening in this game and a lot of getting the ball in a good spot. I like it. Bijan, you mentioned Bijan. So scary.
He's gonna pop. He's gonna pop in one of these. Exactly. That's
know.
My contrarian brain, Josiah. That my contrarian heart. That's where it's telling me to go. But he has just been bad. And we freaking Algier. He won't go away.
The Algerian continues to terrorize us with his vulturing tendencies. It's a scary one. It's a scary one to play Bijan, but he's going to score 30. It's like these are GPP only plays. You give me McCaffrey, lock in a 20 point floor. Cool. This, with a lot of upside. Bijan, floor's a little lower, but his upside is massive if it hits. But Algier's going to be in there. Josiah, how about you? Bobby Wow likes McCaffrey, a little Jacobs, and Dowdle.
Yeah, I mean, I love the running back position. It's going to be a 3 running back week for me. I like CMC. I think Bobby touched on him enough. Bijan, I like a lot. The Panthers, the last 3-4 weeks have been getting destroyed by running backs. And, I'm not a coach, but the teams are finally listening to me. Runs on the outside. That's how you beat the Panthers. It's not that complicated, or just open space in general. And Bijan showed he could do that last year. Earlier this season, not the best matchup for him. He struggled. Their entire offense did. But when you get beat 30-0, you come back in that game at home and you let the team know who's really in charge. And that hurts me to say more than you know. as a Panthers fan, but they're going to put in the work. Everyone's low on Bijan right now because everyone's scared of Tyler Algier. For me, that's when I take shots on these guys. I haven't played Bijan a lot this year, so it's easier for me to play him here. Josh Jacobs, you beat me to it, Bobby. Fantastic spot for him as well. So I won't harp on that too much. Don't love James Cook. Don't love Kyron. The Rams, they just pass too much for me. But Rico is going to be the guy, too, that I focus on here. The Falcons' rushing attack is just god-awful, and they're also small. Their defensive line is very small, whereas the Panthers, they have some hog mollies for their offensive line, and so they should be able to bully their defensive line pretty well, and Rico dominates in spots like that.
Absolutely. Especially coming off, the dud for Rico last week was not a lot of work. Got some targets, got the carries.
It was just a gross game.
Yeah. Just a low scoring game. And, he got a 15. All right. And
he was banged up a little bit too. Like he went off on the sideline dealing with some sort of leg injury. I think he'll be fine here though.
Absolutely. Burns, anything different for you in this group? The Shark Lab, where are we pointing?
No, I think everything that both Bobby and Josiah had said is right in line with where I'm at. I mean, I wasn't expecting Rico Dowdle to be a thing. I thought I was going to be pushing it here, but yeah, I mean, he's definitely in play. I'm probably going to have a good bit of Bijan this week simply because the day that you kind of like say, well, forget about Bijan, I'm going to just play a whole bunch of CMC is when Bijan actually breaks the slate. And so, the forgotten man is kind of like the thing. So, but I love CMC. I think CMC, if you're paying up for anybody, you're paying up for CMC first and then everyone else second. And so, yeah, CMC is in a great spot. He's definitely a single entry play. He's a cash play. He is a all the above play. So I like him a lot this week.
One of the cool things about this slate on the pay up options for me is even though I have McCaffrey as a core play, like I love McCaffrey, CM Sizzles, all that good stuff. I like all of these running backs. Like every one of them has a really strong argument why they're very much playable. All these pay up options, even Henry. But I mean, we didn't even talk about James Cook, but James Cook, great. This guy puts up a 30. Like he wins you the tournament when he goes off. Like there's a 36, there's the 30, there's the 25 at a cheaper price. Like when he pops, he wins you the tournament, and he takes
Dolphins.
He takes away the ability of Josh Allen to win us the tournament when he's popping. So it's a nice little contrast to Josh Allen with Cook. Jacobs agree with Bijan is basically the same thing as Jahmyr Gibbs was last week. People start getting scared to play him, and he puts up a 40. That's when you want to get on that guy. It's literally Jahmyr Gibbs 2.0. And even, like I said, even Derrick Henry is a heavy favorite. I don't love it, but like I'm not opposed to it. It doesn't bother me. So a lot of good pay up options.
That should bother you.
I can't do that one, man. I was like,
why not? As a heavy favorite, who cares?
Even James Cook, that's a kind of. I get it. I kind of understand where you're coming from with he's flashed 30-point upside, but God, that matchup is bad. And look at his props projection. It is one of the grossest things I've ever seen.
GPP only. That's not for your cash lineup. That's
one potential pro for Buffalo too is that there's some weather there. You've seen the total go down a bit more, so they might have to run it a little bit
even
more.
better.
I mean, Josh Allen's there for that too, but maybe a boost to Cook.
Again, I'm not super excited about. We haven't seen that like 30-point upside from Derrick Henry that we saw last season. He's, how the NFL works from year to year. But let's go to the secondary group here. Cheaper running backs. Loves me a cheap running back. And there are, I think, a good amount to choose from this week. I'm going to throw out some of the names of running backs that I find in play. I might miss some that you guys are on. So I'm just going to throw out some of the names that I kind of like initially thought, okay, I like that. Straight off the bat, Warren, of course, against the Bengals all day, right? That's, I think, one of the best. One of the best plays in the pay down zone. Jalen Warren, Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm not super on Vidal, but I think we go back to Swift in that spot. I think Chase Brown is acceptable against Pittsburgh as well. Not my favorite. I want those favored running backs. Chase Brown being an underdog, and being the highest owned actually takes me down on it a little bit. There's one guy, Aaron Jones. I think Aaron Jones is a little bit sneaky.
I like that one.
No Q tag left on this guy, and they really when he's in there, they go to him. I like the Aaron Jones possibility, and I want to show you
Aaron
guys
Jones
something.
has killed the Bears. He kills the Bears.
You know, what does it mean?
Everything. Literally, you go back and look at his game logs. He's killed the Bears
We're
forever.
going like
at this point.
Revenge.
At this
now?
point, it's real.
All right, check this out, and I want to go talk about what Al here is mentioning. Guys, I noticed something really interesting when checking the matchups tool here on DFSArmy.com. Right? Check out Woody Marks, man. This dude got an 80% snap share last week.
Wow.
Like, what is that about, right? The
Coach woke up and had a brain.
Finally.
Like, all right. 70% of the rushes. Look who is running a little bit. Davis Mills, the neck. Running a little bit. You guys are going to be so burned next week when I win the million with Davis Mills. But we'll leave that for next week.
In fairness, my only okay, sorry. Go ahead.
So back to Woody Marks, though, there was nothing about this game situationally.
There
said,
was.
oh,
there
they're
was.
going to go to
the
Mills.
thing.
Yeah, there was nothing about it. They were leading a game. You would think it would have been a Chubb game.
They were up 29-10. They were up 29-10 for
They're kicking ass.
Yeah.
Not like you would think heavy favored. You just go to Chubb. Let's run out the game. No, they played Woody Marks the whole
time. They were
time.
losing 29-10.
Yeah, it was. They were down.
Oh, but then they came back and won the game. But it doesn't matter. Regardless. Actually, that does kind of.
No, but you're right though, because even then, look at the rush percentage.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, they weren't playing Nick Chubb.
65% of the rushes.
Yeah, this guy was in the game. So, Bobby, wow, your thought is, because I saw the 80% and I was like, what the fuck? Where did that come from? This is a 46% guy. All of a sudden, he spikes to 80%. What the heck's going on here?
I think you're right overall, though. I think you're. At the end of the day, he got a ton of snaps.
Are we making an argument that was because they were down heavy? Listen,
I think it's part of it.
Okay. All right.
But again, I doesn't negate the play for me.
All right. Well, there we go. Mark's snap percentage wasn't intentional. I mean, share information with me. I'm just looking at the number going, that's interesting. This guy's getting more snap share than he was before. Does the team like him more? Maybe they were down big. Bobby White, you could be right. Maybe they were down big, and because of that comeback situation, maybe they're playing the pass catching running back. No Chubb in there.
I'll be playing Marks. All
right.
I don't want to go too crazy on that, but I do think it was part of it.
Yeah. And by the way, talking about K9, they just take him out at the goal line. That's the problem. You don't see him on red zone because when Seattle, this has nothing to do with this game, but when Seattle gets near the goal line, all of a sudden it's Charbonnet in there. It's not K9.
Or the third string running back now.
Randomly. Who the heck is
knows?
That guy? But I don't know. I'm just saying. 80% snap count. That you could be right, though, guys. It could be because of a game situationally. We haven't seen it 2 games in a row, but I found it interesting. And either way, he's an acceptable play.
Yes.
Chubb's as dead-legged as it gets. So I want to mention that. Obviously, RJ Harvey now starting. Maybe all the carries. Maybe they'll figure out some way to fuck us. Probably will. But I'm still playing him. Yeah, Aaron Jones. So I think there's some good pay down. I don't have anybody below this level. Somebody mentioned Kareem Hunt with Isaiah Pacheco out.
Still got Brashard Smith there.
Yeah.
No.
Randy?
It's a no for me, dog. I don't think it was really good.
It's almost a timeshare between Brashard and him. So I can't get behind.
No,
Kareem
not
Hunt.
into it. Not into it at all. But let's get into it here, guys. So I mentioned some names. Maybe I skipped over some running backs that you guys are excited about. Let's find out. Burns, I'll start with you. Shark Lab himself. Cheaper running backs. Obviously, the Burns rules. Remind me again. We want favored running backs, ideally at home, but acceptable on the road as long as they're a favorite. With the exception of Achane, who is more of a wide receiver. We learned that last week. We don't have to use the rule for Achane. We learned it last week on the draft.
Yep. We sure did.
We learned it on the battle. You shouldn't have listened to my peer pressure.
We sure did. I didn't listen to you. You took him away from me.
I forced it.
Yes.
I know. You should have.
I would have crushed you guys.
You probably would have.
Yeah.
You probably would have.
Yeah.
I should have taken him. What I should have done is taken him for myself on the next pick, and then you're like, man, this show's fucked up.
Because it was.
I was playing head game, so I try to win.
I get it.
Yeah,
Except for you didn't.
No.
Fling won.
But I'm happy for Fling. I'm happy for Fling. I want him to win.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Burns.
So we're looking at what, 65 and under?
Yeah, the cheaper running back group.
Yep. Core all day for me is Jalen Warren, especially now that Trey Hendrickson is ruled out in this game. Their defensive line is absolutely zero. So without Hendrickson, they don't have anything. And Jalen Warren is just going to feast. He feasted earlier in the year on this game, and he got 22 on this one, 6,100. I think he'll beat that score potentially. So he's definitely in play here. Aaron Jones, yeah, definitely in play. Chicago's defense is just not there. And they're giving up a lot of points game in and game out. So Aaron Jones definitely in play. Woody Marks, yes, he's in play here against Tennessee. Another guy I don't mind, but he is an underdog, is Quinshon Judkins at home. This is pretty much all Cleveland has from an offensive perspective. And Quinshon Judkins can actually get it done in this game. So I don't mind it. I'm not going to have a lot of it. It's just a I don't mind kind of thing, and like 5% is probably enough. So yeah,
I feel like that also breaks the rule of favored running backs.
Well, you can have some underdogs. I mean, just make sure they're at home. Away underdogs this year haven't been doing it like they had in years past. It's been weird. It's a weird dynamic this year. Like favored, away favored just hasn't been getting it done.
Away favored in general hasn't been getting it done.
No, and it's kind of a shift. It's a trend that you need to be aware of. And if you want to continue to play away favored quarterbacks, tight ends, etc., I mean, it's probably just going to piss your money away because it's really low percentages of success. Low teens, like 12, 13% success. Whereas like home favorites are 50+%. So give me the probability of success with 50% over a teen, and I'll take it all day long.
Nothing wrong with that.
No. So I think running back is pretty, you can have a pretty tight core this week. I don't think you have to go like have a huge amount of plays in play here. I think you can keep it pretty tight. Jalen Warren. Oh yeah, for sure.
Load him up.
Can I just ask, is there any concern that you guys have with Jalen Warren being the chalk? I mean, him and Chase Brown are effectively the same ownership at 25+%. The matchup is there. He checks a lot of boxes, but I'm also looking at the same matchups tool and seeing Kenny Gainwell getting snaps. Kenny Gainwell outsnapped him, I think.
They do switch it up sometimes over there.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I've never played Warren in DFS like this year. This would be the first time.
So yeah, scroll up.
46. Yeah, I mean that is. But who? Gainwell got in there as a blocker, but got 0 rushing attempts.
Yep, that's a good call.
That's why people feel better about it now. Whereas earlier this season, there was a little bit more of a question mark there.
I was hoping for a reason to fade. Gosh darn it.
No, I am too. Like, it does worry me that he's chalky. I just can't find any other reason besides.
There really is.
Steelers.
That's all I had. Shoot.
What's up, Pat DeBona? We appreciate you. Long-time listener, we appreciate you. All right. Yeah, I mean, by the way, this is concerning, right? Jalen Warren, there's a reason we're not playing him all year. He doesn't get that many. He hasn't been like a 25 opportunity guy, and he's not that different in price. BobbyWow, to your point, he's not that different in price from Rico Dowdle, who will get 25 opportunities almost every single time. He's not that different in price from Chase Brown and a bunch of other names that might also be pretty good. But, the cheat code this season has absolutely been just using players against the Bengals. So, there's a little bit of that back and forth, and something's going to win out. Something's got to give. But I think there's a lot of good running backs. That's what I'm saying. I don't think we need to hone in on like such a small crew. I think there's a lot of really good running backs this week. I think it's a 3 running back week. I don't have, if you can afford it, it's probably more double tight end. It's hard to afford. Actually, you know what? Even now with Michael Wilson, a little bit of salary opening up, it does reopen things up a little bit. But, maybe you'll have RJ Harvey as that third spot. Let's continue down this road. Josiah, who are some pay down running backs that you're excited to play NFL Week 11?
Yeah, I'm with you. I have a bit of a pretty wide pool here. I have a lot of the guys that Burns mentioned. I really like Quinshon Judkins this week. At home, we know the Browns have a really good defense. If this game gets sloppy and can stay close, he should be a big part of why it can stay close, especially if they can find a way to score. I'm on Warren. I am matching the field on Swift. The Bears scare the hell out of me offensively. They just always do. He hasn't had a ton of upside recently, which I don't love. But I just like the rushing attack this week, and I want a lot of exposure to it. I think that's how a lot of teams are going to score. Because a lot of the teams on this slate are just really good pass defenses. And so that's why I'm prioritizing those spots. Chase Brown, I'll be over the field on. Travis Etienne is someone who I am nervous about. Yeah. But the Chargers, they have a really good pass defense this season, but their rush attack, again, defensively is where they are weak. And so if the Jaguars have a chance in hell to not suck, then I think Etienne will be a factor there. Aaron Jones, I'm on that play. Woody Marks, I like a lot for the reasons you all mentioned. I have to assume their coach has a brain and will keep that up. RJ Harvey, I'll also be over on. And then that's pretty much it for me in this range. Like I said, I have a wide pool. I'm playing a lot of these guys.
Yeah. I got to ask a question.
Yeah.
What about DeAndre Swift is making him a viable play this week?
Really, it's the Vikings have the highest blitz rate in the NFL. And I'm really hoping that means that Swift is going to be involved more from a reception standpoint, getting more targets. That's kind of the way I'm thinking about it, primarily.
Oh, check down city play.
Yeah.
Okay.
Swift last week in his return after Monangai absolutely tore up the National Football League the week before, and we're all a little nervous. How are they going to use these guys? But in the end, the usage was definitely skewed much more significantly to Swift. Got a ton of target work, got a lot of the running back opportunities. It was about 60-40 on the snap share. So, it's less usage than Swift was seeing before the Monangai breakout, but not that much less. There's a little more risk, I think, built into Swift here than before, but he's still, I call it at this price, probably still a viable play.
It's the goal line work that could hurt you with Swift, because Monangai's getting the goal line carries.
Yeah.
But yeah, Josiah's, if he's going to get there, he's got to catch passes.
Yeah, and he's only 6% owned too. So for me, it's not something you have to have crazy exposure to when everyone else in that price range is pretty chalky. Or not getting touches at all.
The guy, I think, and this is just me, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm reading things wrong on the slate and everything. The guy that I think it could be a fade this week is Chase Brown. I'm not seeing how he is such a great play right now. From a metric standpoint, I mean, he's going up against the Steelers.
I think part of it's P-Ryan. I think people are expecting him to be out.
Yeah. I don't know.
He is out. There it is. That's the difference. All right.
Yeah, Burns, they still got a third running back. The guy that's going to get shares.
Jump into the numbers, though. P-Ryan definitely was getting work. So who is this third running back? Roshan Johnson? That guy's been out for months.
No, that's the Bears.
Oh, he's back? Oh, look at that.
We're talking about the Bengals.
Oh, the Bengals. Oh, yeah. Who's their third guy?
I don't know. I thought they had a third guy. I don't know his name.
I don't know.
I think Chase will probably be the bell cow. he's been so much better lately. I mean, like the last 3 weeks, Chase Brown has been the old Chase Brown. He's looked like
Taj Brooks, the rookie.
I'm not.
I don't think he's that big of a threat. I do think you get the full Chase Brown run, and I do think P. Ryan being out is a net benefit to him. If I had to make an argument for Brown, he hasn't crossed a threshold where it was worth playing him yet this year, or I think maybe one game so far.
I don't know. I'm just not. What I look at, I just don't see it with him. Like I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at a Steelers defense that can shut him down decisively, and it becomes a Jamar Chase game, and it becomes more Jamar Chase, and it becomes more T. Higgins, and everybody's putting 25, 30 plus ownership on Chase, and he falters and he fails. And I don't know. I don't like him because of the metrics that I play. And from a Vegas perspective, I'm not even close to being on this guy. And
I think for me, it's
you know what? Take a look at the contrast here between the projection where it's projected, the model based projection, and the props based projection, right? So this kind of tells you this number here is more what most people are using for like that style of projection is what they're using for their
yeah, I mean, we talked about James Cook having a bad projection. Look at this projection. This is god awful.
I mean,
but
but
it's the same as Cook's for a 2K less.
Yeah,
I get that. I get it. But Cook is actually he's in a spot like Buffalo at home is a different team than on the road, and how they utilize Cook, it just makes a lot more sense to me. He comes out of the backfield, catches passes out of the backfield so much. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Here you go. You want to go by projection. Travis Etienne is at 14.8 on his props, and he's cheaper than Chase Brown, who's at 13.9. With that being said, it's kind of close. And by the way, Kamani Vidal, if we're going there, is in the same boat, about a 13.2. So like all of these sub 6K guys, they're not all that different from one another. I think
but I'm not on Vidal at all either.
I wasn't on him either, but I'm just saying these guys are not that different. The best one by far, obviously Jalen Warren sitting here at 18 points. That is monstrous. Even higher than Rico Dowdle's projection, which is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Jalen Warren in this range is just far and away a better play than any of them. So
probably, yeah, should be definitely on paper. Definitely 100%. So, but let's continue on. Chase Brown, interesting. I think Burns, to your point, I'm assuming you brought this up because of how chalky Chase Brown is. I think Chase Brown in a bubble is an absolute perfectly fine play. P. Ryan is out. That's great. I like that for him. It's the Steelers. You're telling Steelers have not been a great defense at all this year, at all, right? They've been not good defense. If anything, that turns around real quick with these kind of teams, but they have not been that good. So I understand, like, oh yeah, Chase Brown. But then when you look up and you're like, wow, this is the top owned guy, that seems a little bit weird because he's a road underdog, as you said, Burns, and we don't like our road underdog running backs all that much. By the way, BobbyWow, last night, what did we say? What did we say last night on the Showdown Breakdown?
We smashed Trey. Smashed him.
We played him in every lineup.
And we faded smashed Trey.
Full faded Brees. You know how many wins DFS Army members posted last night?
And by the way, Justin had a pretty good night too. If freaking his team could catch the football, he would have had a great night. But
yeah,
he was there.
Yeah, very good stuff. We had a lot of big winners, and sometimes you got to sack up and fade the bad plays. So road underdog running back, not that great. If this was a straight running back kind of guy, Chase Brown, I would definitely not be excited about him. But he does have a little bit of Achane pass catching upside to him. The guy's coming off like 7 targets or 8 targets last
I think
week.
he had 8 catches. Yeah, 8 targets. 8
11
catches.
8 receptions. Like the target numbers were crazy. And this is why you can't really ignore him.
And that's what he does. That is what makes Chase. That's when it made him so good last season.
He's got a little HN in there. There's a little bit of that style of play, that pass catcher first stuff.
And I'm not going to give you any new names. I think everyone discussed is great. The only thing I'll say about Chase, the only thing I'll add is he rushed for I think 100 plus yards against the Steelers a couple weeks ago on like 11 carries. Like he could get it done. The defense just hasn't been the same. They've gotten a little healthier, but this is like 3 weeks ago, and now we add in the Pirine targets and reps to Chase Brown's work. I think the upside is there, so I do like him. The ownership sucks though.
Yeah, don't like the ownership, but I certainly think it's all going to change though, because the word is out. But word is out on a couple of the other names, Bobby Wow. So where else are we going at running back, Bobby Wow?
I'm not giving you that. I think everyone covered it. All the names. Harvey's the new one, right? He's the shiny new toy with Dobbins out. Proceed with caution, Sean Payton. But Harvey's looked good even in his limited work, so no issue getting some value there. I think there's a lot of solid value options that I'll be rotating. There's no 50% guy for me by any means, but I think there's 4 of these guys, the 4 we mentioned with Brown, with Warren, with Harvey. And then I'm blanking on the other one. Marks.
Aaron Jones.
Marks
and
I
Jones.
think those are all 25, 30 percenters for me, and especially in a 3 running back week.
Yeah, I will put a little bit more confidence on Harvey. He's been primarily used as the receiving receiver, and he's done well. He's shown some explosiveness in that role. Sean Payton's a pathological liar, but he has said Harvey's kind of earned this chance to kind of take on some more of the touches from a running perspective. And so if that's true, then he definitely will be in a pretty good spot to have more upside than he has so far this season.
Tyler Batty and Jaleel McLaughlin are the other running backs that will vulture our opportunities. But yeah, I think I put, Harvey, Woody Marks, Chase Brown, all great. Aaron Jones, fine. Warren, the best of them, but still not anybody I want to go 100% on. And then, of course, we know our stud group, guys. Let's move on.
Let's do it.
Let's talk wide receiver. But real quick, I just want to mention the arbitrage tool at the Sharp app continues to print cash for users, guys. Sharp app builds tools that allows the sports bettors to bet with a mathematical edge in your favor. And here's a big thing. This is exchange versus exchange right here. This is the ultimate ARB. I wish right now you should be hammering this. No vig, ProfitX, an opportunity. There's no limits on these 2 sites. You can bet as much money as you want. And you want to be hammering these exchange versus exchange arbitrage opportunities. Take a look at how this works. It tells you exactly how much to place. You say, I'm a $200 better. You can't see that, but I write that up top over here. $200 better. So it tells you right here. Bet $172. Of course, it changed. That's the beauty of this tool. That's real time. But it said bet $172 on the plus 122 side. Bet $200 on the minus 110 side. No matter which side wins, you're going to win $10, $12. That's how arbitrage betting works. And guys, I want to show you one other thing, because this has been spectacular. I've been telling you guys about it every single week. It's $69.99 for the main plan at Sharp app to get that pregame arbitrage tool and all of the other tools, the Proptimizer and everything else. $69.99. We do a free trial over there. Promo code is in the link. It's scrolling by at the bottom here. Sharp.app, code Geek, 7-day free trial to test this out. But I want to talk to DFS Army people. This is the ARB Talk channel in the DFS Army Discord. And I love this channel because everybody's helping each other get started with the best practices, which sites to get onto. Check this out. Balls deep. Check it in here. Super balls deep. He's like another $50 in ARB profit last night. Grabbed a couple of middles, but both hit the unders instead. Playing some boost and parlays. This is what's going on. This chat is going on all throughout the day. Made another $70 last night. Made another $40. This is a $69 subscription. And you're making about, even in non-betting states, when you're working with sweepstakes and exchanges, you're able to make $50, $100 a day. when you have sports books in your state, you can make $300-400 a day doing this for a $69 subscription. Why wouldn't you try it? I'm trying to give you guys a method to take money back from the sports book if you've lost to them. And yeah, there it is. Charles F. Butler's. Yeah, there are Chopadonks in there. Darth Pasta. We've got guys in there specifically to help get you started and get you up and running, get you up to speed on how to do this. You will print cash. It is a winning approach to sports betting. It's not really sports betting. It's really a side hustle. It's a little more of a job. It's a little more of a job. You got to sit down. You got to do it. You got to focus in. You got to pay attention to it. But nothing's fully free in this life. But if you like printing cash, if you like to see green in your account, and this is how my DraftKings account always maintains a level, even on the bad weeks. I'm arbing back whatever I lost in DFS that week. And then when the good weeks happen, you get the explosion in your DraftKings account. I'm begging you guys, go check it off. Go check out Sharp app. Use the code below, code Geek, sharp.app on the web, promo code Geek. Do the trial. Check it out. If you're not making back an entire year worth of the sub in the first week, just cancel it. Okay, no harm, no foul. But if you're in there, you're going to get addicted to, are you going to be an arbaholic? You're going to get addicted to it. That's my warning to you. You're going to get addicted to printing cash. Just like I love playing DFS, I love winning. You always win when you arb, and it's very addicting. So be aware of that, But if you're okay with that, and you're okay with making money, go check out sharp.app, promo code Geek, do the free trial. Get up to speed in the Discord, in the ARB Talk channel if you're part of DFS Army. If not, when you sign up for Sharp, you're in the Sharp app Discord. Sharp app has its own Discord. Same kind of conversations happening in there all the time. Sharp.app. Become an advantage better. All right. Back to it. You can do it in Texas, Tijuana Madman. Every state, does not matter where you are. Darth Pasta's in Texas. Ask him how he does it. You use Fliff, you use ProfitX, Novig. You can absolutely do this from any state. You do not need to be in any kind of state. And Tristan, we literally had a guy this week who started with $1,500 last month. We have the screenshot of it. $1,500. He made $6,000 in the month of October with a $1,500 starting bankroll. Even if you have $500, it does not matter. You can do this with $500. You could do it with $750. You start with $500. By the end of the week, you've got $1,000 because that's how fucking much money you can make doing this stuff. You can also turn around your bankroll 2 or 3 times in a single day. That's why you're able to actually beat the odds in an intense way. You do it from anywhere. And again, if you're in a non-betting state, ask Darth Pasta, ask Chopadonk, talk to the guys in the chat. They'll get you up and going. ARB Talk is legit. Yep. Good crew helping each other out. I love it. Thank you guys for saying it here. It's really important because I feel like we built this amazing tool and I want you guys to be using it. I want to see I love it when you post winning screenshots of DFS play, but I also love to see your winning picket trackers that show, hey, I arbed all month, Kev. I made $3,000 and I paid my mortgage with it. You paid your mortgage. It's real money. Mr. 5 Cent made $75 on 5. I don't even know how you did that, but that's amazing. Mr. 5 Cent, you know what you're doing. And it's not an expensive sub. It's $69.99 a month. You get a week free. And again, you make the $69.99, you make it in your first day, arbing. Then you have a whole month of printing cash. What's the problem? I don't know. I don't get it, guys. Get in there. All right. Yeah, sometimes you do get to our vibe with the Geek. That's right. That does happen. And, and we're hanging out. Might be some gummies, a little vape happening. Definitely blue moons happening during that stream. Although I will tell you guys that I've arbed in a different state of mind. It's less good than you would think. You need to have the focus a little bit. You occasionally make a mistake there. Get middled. It's happened. The old lose both sides of the arb because I wasn't focused situation. But that's just me. All right. Wide receiver group. Week 11. Let's sort the old Dommy by P-owned and let's see what we got here. All right, boys. Interesting. Not a whole lot of chalk here at all. So Jamar Chase, highest owned guy, understandable. A little surprised to see Justin Jefferson, Davis Mills. Wait, Justin Jefferson's the second highest guy. Not that's that's McCarthy, not Mills. Justin Jefferson's second highest owned. That actually makes sense with the McCarthy chalk. Now it's coming together. We got Puka Nacua, JSN. So all the studs in the top zone. There's Davis Mills and Nico Collins coming in 15%. Why would you play Nico without Davis? Might as well play them together. Wandale getting some ownership. That's a little surprising. Michael Wilson only 10%. That can't hold. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm trusting a lot of these. Really, Michael Wilson 10%. Have you seen his prop? Like, this guy far and away is the best projected player on the slate. Like, no, this guy is going to be 30% owned. BobbyWow.
I'm shocked at your true excitement for Michael Wilson. To be honest with you,
I'm not excited. Excuse me, BobbyWow. What does this number say right here? Read this. What is that? What is that number? 2.92.
I'm looking at a projection. Okay, that's what your argument is. My argument is everything he's done in real life up to this point.
It's not been good.
Has not been good.
No.
Wide receiver, top WRN.
Yeah.
He's the only wide receiver on the field. Quarterback, doesn't matter. He's pretty much.
It's a price point thing. It's a price point thing.
No, I get it. I get it.
When you make,
I just don't think his ownership's going to come up that much. I think that's probably where it would be.
You know what's going on here? You're a FanDuel head. And
no, not at all.
Plays come up. You're just like, I don't want to play that turd. That's what I'm feeling right now. I feel biased against DraftKings from you in your FanDuel. No, he's 3,800. Who the hell else are you going to play? When you make a lineup, it's a cheap guy. Okay, I'll take the freebie. Isn't 10% too low for the next best guy on a fantasy points per dollar is 2.6. Like, this guy is miles above everybody else in projection for his price point, except for the tight ends. The tight ends actually pass him.
People love paying down for receivers. I'm with you. I think
I don't think you have to do it. I just don't. I would say find a way to not have to pay $3,800 for a wide receiver. I think that's
or that
me is
that's
more
fine.
viable.
Yeah,
that's kind of like saying, oh well, I could put croutons on my salad, but for $1 less, I could put crunchy turds on there instead. Like, I mean,
you put croutons.
You could, yeah, you could.
Are you a crouton eater? Are you a crouton man?
I go croutons and no salad, but yeah, I mean, no.
You just straight eat the croutons without a salad.
Yeah.
That's psychopathic.
That's madness.
That's wild.
That's crazy. I did once have an amazing crouton at an Italian restaurant, though, where they took some bread, they literally fried it fresh. It wasn't even a crouton; it was like freshly fried bread. Oh, I was like,
is that not garlic bread? Like, at that point, basically,
right?
No, it was like not the crust part, like the inside of bread. But just like, I don't know if they breaded it. I'm not a chef, but like, it was like hot and crispy out of a fryer. I was like, damn, that is the best crouton I've ever had. Because normally they're hard on the inside. This thing was soft on the. I was like, yeah, that's what a crouton's supposed to be. Make that shit fresh. Don't give me no stale bread. Hell no. Where was I? Michael Wilson. Yeah, no, he's just the best points per dollar guy. I was very excited about him when Marvin Harrison went out. This guy's getting 4 to 5 targets now per game. So if he just gets 2 or 3 more targets, 6 or 7, take his usual 7, 8 fantasy points and raise it up to 13, 14. I'm not mad at it. BobbyWow, I'm not mad at that. I'm fine with it. But again, the ownership's not telling me a whole lot here. So let's get right into it, guys. I'm not getting a whole lot out of this owner. Everybody's owned like nothing. So I think this will adjust as the week goes on. The only chalk piece that's really popping is Jamar Chase, and fuck yeah, he should pop. He's Jamar Chase, and Joe Flacco probably going to throw to him 19 times in this game. With that being said, let's go to our format. Bobby, I'll start with you. Studs and duds. Now again,
yeah, I mean, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, we got the stud zone here. JSN, Puka, Jamar Chase, Rashee Rice, no Patrick Surtain, maybe. Right? Devontae Adams, a little overpriced for the role. JJ, London, Emeka Egbuka, only game in town at wide receiver for the Bucks, really. Nico Collins coming off the big game. Ladd McConkey, Zay Flowers, Roma Dunze. So we've got this nice little group, 6K to 9K. All the studs here. BobbyWow, take me to 2 or 3 that are standing out for you this week. that you're excited to click the button for?
Yeah, I think Jamar Chase not being the highest priced guy is kind of shocking to me. Like it just, matchup best on the slate. Target share best on the slate. Volume is there. I mean, the guy checks every box. He absolutely torched the Steelers about as bad as a wide receiver can beat a team a couple weeks ago. And like you said, Flacco's going to be throwing him up the football. At 8,500, again, the fact that he's not over 9K in the top priced guy on the slate is shocking to me. So to me, he's the clear favorite. So yeah, I love Chase. I think, Collins is too cheap. You talked about playing him with Mills only. I think he's cheap enough to play without Mills. I could totally see a game where they fail to punch the ball in the end zone, but Nico has like 15 targets and 12 catches for 140 yards. Some game where at 6,700, even if he scores once, he'll get there. Yeah, look, he did it last week. I think that the Jacksonville defense is
Didn't even need a
They're not
touchdown.
terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, didn't even score last week and easily got there at this price tag. So he's way too cheap to me. That price stands out relative to everyone else. So it's those two guys for me. And I guess with Surtain out, I think Rashee Rice is worth a look. Below 8K, solid props projection. He should be relatively low owned still, just given the names, the three names above him. I think he's a really solid option. So for me, it's Jamar Chase. I really like Nico, surprisingly for cheap, and then I think the third guy would be Rashee.
I like it. Yeah, the super studs up top over here they're gonna suck in all of the interest, and that'll kind of probably leave the Rices and maybe even JJs and this next level group kind of a little lower owned maybe than they could be or should be. And I agree with you as well. Chase being the cheapest of the big three, it's kind of my favorite of the big three this week. So, okay. But I like all three. I still like the other two.
Yeah.
Zaddy, you're on the clock.
I can't believe you're running with that.
I don't even know. I don't actually know what that means, but the chat really loved it. So I'm for it.
For me, I said it last week. It didn't come to fruition, but I'm going back to it again. JSN is absolutely amazing against zone coverage. They will throw the ball more than 12 times this week. And so and also the Rams, they play like 80+% of the time they're running zone. And so this is going to be a smash spot for him. And I don't know if I can afford it yet. It's going to be really hard, but obviously Puka's great. If you can make that happen in the same lineup, unfortunately, is not the easiest thing to have happen. And so I do have a few more lines where it's actually JSN and Devontae Adams, just because I do like that game a lot. So I'll have some exposure to that combination.
It's like picking between your children. Like Puka, JSN, Chase, how do you pick? I love them all so much. Like I love all three. It's like my kids. But you sneakily have a favorite, but you never talk about it.
Are we worried about Puka at this point or no? Because like Stafford he's in the best stretch of his career. And Puka has really cooled off considerably in that exact stretch.
I'm not worried about him at all. He's Puka. He's the man. He's always open. It's just a matter of variance. Football's a noisy game. This guy it means nothing. Puka is the man.
And on top of that, the secondary. Yeah, but yeah, he is.
Yeah,
he has been the last.
He does get hurt a little bit more. He does get banged up a little bit more. If we had to be worried about something, it's ankle injuries and things we don't know about that are lingering. But overall, no, I am afraid of Puka. Puka's the man. Puka's GOAT. As a matter of fact, like I said, they're all so great. Chase, Puka, JSN. JSN is playing amazing right now. Like what? How would we choose anybody but him? But like there it is. They're all three so awesome that you cannot go wrong here. But again, BobbyWow, personally, I agree with you. I think Chase is. I had notes on this. I was like, it's just a little bit, edges out the other guys, but like not to the point where I want to get crazy with my ownerships. I'm just going to stagger it a little bit with my fave. If I'm ordering them this week, it's probably Chase, JSN, and then Puka in that order. But like, it's so close. It's so close. Burns? Yeah, Burns. How about you? Expensive group, 6,500 and up. Obviously, we all love the big three. Is that where you're going this week? Are there any other names popping here?
Yeah, I mean, we had the same. We almost had the identical thing last weekend with JSN, Puka, and we also had Amon-Ra on the slate, and they were all up in the 8,400 and above. And JSN was the highest scoring of the wide receivers last week in that range. Do you have to have these guys? No, I don't think so. Anyone can fail in DFS. Anyone can fail on any given Sunday from an NFL perspective. So I don't think you have to have any one of these three guys. But also know that they are studs for a reason, and they are really solid plays. I think if I had to have one, and I could only have one of the top three, it'd probably be Jamar Chase because of matchup. Though I think JSN has just as good of a matchup because of how he actually performs against zone, and what he has done against zone this year has just been incredible. Like, his coverage ratios are incredible. Like, he's probably one of the top receivers against coverages this year. So JSN he's getting in a stratosphere now. Like, if he blows up again this week, he'll be 9,500. So he's getting into that different stratosphere. I just think, like, guys that are below them, Mecca Buka, you got Drake London, you got Nico Collins, Justin Jefferson, Rashee Rice. I mean, these guys are all good plays too in their own right. So it's going to be an interesting slate to see how it all unfolds, because I don't know. Like, it's going to be difficult to afford Christian McCaffrey, 6-7K running back, and then one of these guys. It's going to be difficult. It's just a difficult slate to be able to do that because of the salary constraints that are on your lineups. So because I've been building and I know, like, the constraints, it's just difficult. And I mean, once we get to tight ends, you're going to see that somebody's far and away prop projected way over everybody else. I mean, it's like 7 points over everybody else, 7 or 8 points. So in trying to put him in with these guys and Christian McCaffrey, it's near impossible. So unless you want to go really low with your salary.
Michael Wilson.
Well, yeah, I mean, you would have to have him, but I'm talking about you would have to have another one.
Yeah.
If not,
the double tight end and Wilson.
Yeah. So it's really difficult this week because of that. But that being said, I would rank the top three guys, just Chase 1, JSN 2, and Puka Nacua 3, simply because Puka is injury prone, but he is a beast and he can outscore these guys handedly. So, I mean, I like all three of them. So, and that's why I think the lower salary quarterbacks are in play this week too, because of that.
Yeah. I'm telling you, early lineups I was building, I was like, you either got to go double tight end here or something. We got to punt. There's a couple other punt wide receivers. We'll actually get to that here on the cheaper side. But guys, I think we're all in agreement here. There's a lot of really good pay up options available at wide receiver. You have this chalk group up top here where all should smash. And then you have the secondary group that all looks pretty decent too, with Collins, Igbuka, maybe Igbuka, London, Jefferson. Not Adams, not into the Adams play here at that price, but and even Ladd McConkey might get it done. So quite a nice little middling group, which is different than what we've seen the last few weeks. It's been like stud, and then you just have a dead zone, and then it felt like a dead zone, like a Drake London just popping off out of nowhere. As well, the last few weeks that might be in play once again as well. And by the way, really interestingly, Drake London has popped off for these scores where at times when really Penix didn't do all that much. So that's kind of interesting. Let's scroll down to the second half of the wide receiver group here. and get into this analysis. We'll go like kind of like these 6,200 down to 5K, and then we'll pick one from here, and then we'll go down and see if we can pick a pay down option or two. When looking at this group here, you have some potential names of interest. Odunze, especially with our Caleb stacks, maybe, right? T. Higgins, fuck yeah. Are we kidding? That's my guy. I'm putting my tag on T. Play everybody with Flacco. Come on, right? Cortland Sutton in that matchup against Denver. Could he finally, wake up from the slumber? Probably not. I don't know. Wandale is going to be a little chalky here. You got Khalil Shakir now. So where are we going in the middling zone? Do we even have to go here? Are we going studs and duds exclusively? BobbyWow, I'll throw it back to you.
Okay.
Right? I loves me some T. Higgins. You got Roma Dunze in this group. Pay down, or let's call the mid. Ricky Pearsall coming back. What do we think there? You got all the Chargers wide receivers in this group. Who do we trust? Wandale with Jamo.
I think you're starting to get out of the trust zone. That's kind of the price you pay here. That's the trade-off, is those top three guys we talked about. You can trust them, but you're going to pay top dollar. I don't know that I'm putting my trust in any of these guys, but, and I mentioned Nico, he's just too cheap. He's as cheap as he's ever been. So, and this is a trend we've seen. And again, kind of similar story here with Wandale. And part of why I'm intrigued with Wandale is because these wide receivers with their backup quarterbacks seem to be popping off on these teams where quarterback position has struggled. At least the starter has struggled to effectively throw the football well. And so we've seen this happen before. We saw it with Davis Mills last week, and Nico Collins didn't have to score a touchdown because the volume was there. They're peppering their top dog. I think same thing with Jamo. I think Wandale's upside goes way up with Jamo under center compared with Dart, just because the volume's going to be there. So, and we've seen this with Mac Jones a little bit. And I'm blanking now. Obviously with Flacco, we've seen it, but there's one other guy that I'm blanking on here. But we've seen these backup QBs kind of come in and really elevate the WR1 on volume alone. So, I love Nico for that. I really like Wandale. Matchup is tough, but Wandale's always been a volume guy. He's not been a touchdown guy. We don't need him to score a touchdown at this price. We just need to see that 11 or 12 targets, jump up to 13 or 14 targets. And I think it will with Jamo. So
Slayton is out this week as well, so even more focus on Wandy.
Well,
all the more for Wandy. Yep.
Jamo doesn't really technically run the ball like Jackson Smith or Jackson Dart. So
no, the opposite.
He doesn't do it at all.
He doesn't. Yeah.
So he's going to be back there throwing, and Wan'Dale Robinson over the middle, Theo Johnson over the middle. Those are your guys, man.
Yeah.
Brissett's the guy I was thinking of. Brissett. We've seen Marvin Harrison kind of, and Trey McBride
got so much better.
Yeah.
Everybody's better with Brissett. Yeah.
So yeah. I'm right there with Wandale Robinson. He's probably my favorite play in this middling range. And I think you can make a case for a lot of these guys stacked. It's gross. DK Metcalf is another name that I find myself gravitating back toward. He's been such a disappointment, but kind of all things being equal, you take the game from last week, Rodgers' disappointment, you got to think he's going to be trying to elevate the team as a whole in the passing offense. This feels like, if not now, then when? For DK, and what a great spot for him to get right in at 5,700. So, and Wandale's my top play down here in the middling range, between 5 and 6K. But DK's not far off. I think DK's upside is pretty good.
We'll feel so stupid if we don't play Metcalf and he pops off against the Bengals. In hindsight, it's going to look so obvious. Like, why didn't we play Metcalf against the Bengals? They allow just tons of production to everybody. Why wouldn't we do that?
Well, the pressure is also going to be off. Like, the pressure is not going to be there either. I've talked about it multiple times. Trey Henderson is out in this game. So the pressure on Aaron Rodgers is going to be less.
Yeah.
So, that's all they had on their defensive line was Trey Henderson. And so it's going to make it that much easier for Aaron Rodgers to sit in the pocket and pick off, and hit DK Metcalf. So I don't know.
Josiah, some mid-salary wide receivers that maybe we haven't talked about that were popping for you.
Yeah, I'll just reemphasize. I really like that Nico Collins play that you mentioned, Bobby. Just like you said, way too cheap, and the targets are there. He needs to be in your player pool this week. After that, I'm with y'all. DK Metcalf is in a good spot. T. Higgins is someone I'm also going to be over the field on, and then you all also mentioned someone else who's pretty chalky who I like. But someone that wasn't mentioned is Jordan Addison. Jordan Addison had a decent amount of targets last week with JJ out there. Everyone's playing Justin Jefferson for good reason. JJ McCarthy, a lot of his mistakes have been when he's forcing the ball to Justin Jefferson, whereas the passes to Addison have been a little bit cleaner. So Addison at significantly lower ownership in this price range, I'm going to make sure I have exposure to. Wan'Dale Robinson's the other guy who I also like too.
If it wasn't for McCarthy being so mid, Addison would have had some smash games already.
He would, but he definitely would have had more smash games. But this is such a solid spot against this Bears defense has been banged up. Like Baltimore, they've gotten better. Detroit's defense, they're pretty solid. Chargers have a really good pass defense. This is really the softest matchup we've seen so far for them.
Yeah.
I love that call.
I like that. Bob Burns, how about you? Who's popping for you in the second tier of wide receiver? Or is there anybody that we haven't talked about that like, oh yeah, you forgot this guy? Let's get to it, and then we'll hammer out some of these cheapies.
Yeah, I think the Jordan Addison call, it's a good call. I was on it too. I'm going to be on it this week for sure. A guy we may not have touched on, I don't remember hearing his name, is Shakir. I think this is a get right spot for Shakir. You beat Tampa Bay over the middle of the field. And if I'm stacking Josh Allen this week with Dalton Kincaid out in this game, it is Shakir. I know a lot of people will probably go right back to Keon Coleman because he got the touchdown last week. I think that might be a mistake. Keon Coleman basically is just another guy in this offense, and Shakir is the bona fide guy that basically Josh Allen trusts. And now that he has another piece out in Kincaid, he's got to trust somebody. And Shakir is the guy. So I like that play there. In this range, I think you can have a field day in this range. I mean, there are some there's some good plays. DK Metcalf is a good play. Wan'Dale Robinson, I mean, he's propping really high. So, I like Wan'Dale. He's going to see, a hefty number of targets in this game. He's going to have to. I mean, Jameis Winston is either going to dud in this game, which could happen, and Wan'Dale does nothing, or Jameis and Winston can actually get the ball to Wan'Dale, and Wan'Dale has a decent performance. So he could be a 20-plus guy this week. These are plays that you should be on and you need in your player pool for sure.
Love it. Love it. No one mentioned Ricky Pearsall, but throw him on.
I think Pearsall's fine with Brock Purdy. That's why I think Pearsall's the better play than Jennings this week. And on the San Francisco side, because he had that rapport with Brock Purdy before Brock Purdy got injured, and Jennings was out. I think it kind of goes back to him.
It's hard to know. I hate playing these guys off a multi-week injury. That's my one hesitation. I love Pearsall. These are names that these are my guys every single week, but I'm a little hesitant to go to it right off the injury, but I'm with you. I like Juwan Jennings though too, by the way. Juwan Jennings is fine. Juwan Jennings had
really low,
he had plenty of good chemistry with Purdy as well, right? Like he had a great year last year with Purdy. So they're all good. The whole 49ers offense in this spot. Great. Right. All right, let's talk about salary savers at the position. Everybody just let's talk. Let's give one. I already mentioned my guy, Michael Wilson, 3,800. I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that gift in some lineups. The price is there. I just want to show a little bit of like why he's less bad.
I'm going to take the gift of you playing him.
No, I'm going to take the gift of just a $3,800 player. Listen, BobbyWow, he's not that great, but he's not that bad. Like, you know,
come on, be honest. That's worse than you thought. Pulling that up, it's not even seeing double digits.
He's been garbage.
He hasn't even hit double digits.
Mostly the target numbers. It's really just like he's getting between 4 to 7 targets most weeks. That was with the other guy in there. Maybe I mean, who else is going to throw to Greg Dortch?
Yes, I will play far more Dortch than will he.
Okay.
If I'm playing anyone, if I'm getting cute with the Cardinals, which I don't even think I should, but if I am, it's Greg Dortch, who has more touchdowns than Michael Wilson this season, by the way.
How about Darnell Mooney coming off of 8 targets, 1 reception? But we've seen him have big games before.
I think Penix might stink. He either stinks or he's got the yips. He's been so bad. And Mooney's been dropping balls too. That in conjunction with Penix stinking.
It's not been good for Mooney, man. Mooney's been looking like duty. There you have it. All right, Bobby, wow, give me your pay down option of the week.
Oh man,
Gotta be ready for
Go
it.
to someone else. Go to someone else. You keep coming first every time.
Josiah, yeah, I've been going in order. Josiah, give me that pay down option this week. Who's your guy? Coker.
Once again, trying really hard not to say Jalen Coker.
No
His
Coker,
time will come. It will come, but we can't keep losing money on it.
He's always terrible.
Honestly, I don't hate the Michael Wilson call. I'll give it a little bit more, oomph. Is just the fact that he's been out there and he's been on the field, whereas guys like Dortch and some of the other receiver options for them, it's a rotation. And so you would just have to assume that with MHJ out, Trey McBride's obviously the first option, but Michael Wilson should have the highest likelihood of having a floor performance. And then obviously Dortch is someone I'm going to have exposure to. I'm paying up at running back a lot this week, so I am having to get cute with a lot of these guys like Dortch, Wilson, Coker, just to kind of make things work. So I'm with y'all here.
Throw some Yoshivas in there with your Flacco lineups just to get crazy.
Yeah, a lot of it is very like game driven for me and correlation driven, but as one-offs, none of these guys really stand out too much.
Yeah. Burns, anybody cheap stand out to you?
It's a tough week for guys that are under 4K. But a guy at 4K, if you like the Pittsburgh game, Calvin Austin he could be in play here. If you can't get to him in the same game, it could be Roman Wilson. I mean, he did score a touchdown 2 weeks ago. I don't think he's a good play by any stretch. I think he's a very slim play, very thin play. Same with Calvin Austin. I think these are both very thin plays. Like every single one of these guys that's under 4,500, they're very thin GPP plays. And if they're able to get, I don't know, 3x, maybe you're okay. Large field GPP, you kind of want 4x out of these guys. So you want that guy that can actually, have a boom game. So I don't know. There's a lot of thin plays down here for sure. It's hard. I mean, it's a tough one.
Some of these, listen, Jerry Judy's coming off a big game. I don't know, right? Maybe they learned to throw to him a little bit. 12 targets last week. All right. I've seen worse. We got Tez Johnson on the slate again. He had a pretty nice performance last week. Is Matthew Golden going to play for the Packers? And if not, can we go to Wicks?
Yeah.
Wicks. Maybe Christian Watson or Dontavion Wicks down there. I'm still not going to write off Keon Coleman, who scored a touchdown. He still tends to be more of the guy that Allen likes to throw to in the red zone than K-Shack. Like, he hasn't caught a lot of them, but they do throw them his way. And at some point, maybe they'll start to connect, although probably not.
This is why he's so low, like in salary. Look at his performance. I mean, even with a touchdown last week, he only got 13.6 points. Yeah. I mean, he's like so boom bust type player.
He's more bust in terms of like, this guy should probably not have been taken in the draft where he was.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
I made a point about this the other day about certain players, like Matthew Golden's that too, where the dynasty fantasy football community was like, I don't like that pick. And we let them go into round 2 of your dynasty startup drafts. it's been very clear and obvious when these non-productive college players get taken in round 1 or round 1 and round 2, it tends to not work. Again, this is more dynasty fantasy football conversation than anything else, but like Xavier Legette, these are all guys that were like first round wide receivers that everyone's like, I don't like that. Didn't like him in college. Don't like him here. Don't like the pick. And it's so consistent. NFL teams, guys, stop doing that. Stop falling in love with wide receivers that are workout warriors. You need productive college players that are also workout warriors, or it doesn't ever seem to work out. And that's what again, I don't want to like make people feel bad about a player on their team. Matthew Golden was that.
I would say DK Metcalf might be the only counter to that. Like,
And
he wasn't that great.
He is, but DK Metcalf is also he's not exactly he's not exactly
Amon-Ra or
he's not Amon-Ra. That's right. He's not exactly the guy's 5.7K, and even on his other team he was like 6K. He never elevated really to like a super stud level.
Sure.
So I think he's kind of that too, but you're right. That is one of those, I'll call that a successful workout warrior transition to the NFL, but most of them don't really work out, especially wide receiver. It can work with other positions. It just doesn't really work as well. Like I've just not seen it. I'm still trying to find an actual example of like a college workout warrior taken in round 1 that had mediocre to poor college production that then became great in the NFL. And it's rare. I can't think of any, actually. It's beyond rare. I think Metcalf might be. I hadn't thought of him. Like, that's the closest thing. BobbyWow, you got any cheapies for us this week?
I think you covered them all. I'll give you a super punt. All right. I'll give you the silly for the millie play, who I think could easily score as much as Michael Wilson. Isn't saying much. If he's elevated, which I realize isn't inspiring to start. If he's elevated, though, I think Ray McLeod.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was hoping you were going to say Ray.
Price at Stoneman coming on with Jammo, slinging 45 passes. You're not going to run the ball against Green Bay. You can't. And Tyrone Tracy looks horrible. Jammo's going to throw the ball, and Ray on his short routes. Look, Gunnar Olszewski is not a wide receiver, okay? He's effectively the WR2 without Slayton. And Jalen Hyatt was a healthy scratch last week with McLeod playing. So bad. I think Ray is actually really intriguing at 3K, but he has to be elevated. So
you want to hear something crazy?
I like that.
Ray actually rooms in the house with Jammo. They live together.
Oh, geez.
This is gonna happen. Man.
I just made that shit up, though. I totally lied.
Oh,
you believed it.
Really?
You believed it. It was believable. I could totally see it.
I totally believe that, man.
Don't you feel like those two guys would be buddies out at home after work? You know what I mean? They're hanging out, playing, do whatever football players do. Playing up a game.
Two old vets in the twilight of their careers.
You believed it.
I was about to go all in. Like they're roommates. Frustrating.
But I do Ray. Honestly,
they're not.
I think he's really intriguing.
Yeah. Dick's Insider is on me. He figured out. Dom station settings for single entry turn. Oh my gosh. That is not something we're going to be doing here on Tournament Tactics. Look outside your window. But like basically for single entry, just if you're using the optimizer for single entry, the only real thing you want to do, I prefer that you choose your quarterback if you're going to make a single entry lineup. I don't think you should just allow that. But set up a stack with your quarterback, at least one wide receiver, set the sim boost on there, boost the quarterback 15% with his own wide receivers, 5% with opposing wide receivers, if that quarterback that you've chosen is a candidate for a game stack, and let it rip. It's that simple. But for the most part, the lineups you get with your initial run of the Dom station, the first lineup is very much going to be more of a cash game lineup than something you want to be throwing into very, very large tournaments. So for single entry, I recommend being here for the Players Club on Saturdays, live, as we do this here on the YouTube channel for members and, of course, DFS Army subscribers. We're going to handcraft those lineups together. We're going to talk through the correlations. We're going to talk through why the lineups work, and then I'm going to forget to diversify and I'm going to end up all over my core players too heavy. But hopefully, in general, hopefully they all hit so we can all crush together. So Dom Station, I do use it to craft those lineups, but you want to really tell it a couple of the players that you're already on your own, because if you just hit optimize, you're really going to get an optimal lineup that's designed to win cash games, not necessarily big tournaments. It's going to be a little too obvious to take down a massive tournament. All right. I think we've exhausted the wide receiver conversation. Let's shift focus here to the tight end group and load up on McBride season. It's here. BobbyWow, you mentioned one tight end that stands out above all the others in terms of their fantasy points per dollar projection. It's crazy. Not only McBride's the most expensive, he blows every other tight end out of the water this week. Every single game that McBride has had with Brissett has been at least somewhat good, with a 30, a 17er, a 30, and a 22. All of these, remember, he's a 6K player, 612, 18, 24. So he's hitting 4X 3 of the last 4 games and a solid 3X in the game before that. This guy's been really, really good. With that being said, we do have a whole position group here. So Burns, I know you're a tight end fanatic. The numbers. I love that I got them with the that they live together. If they did live together, that would be a major. I'd be like, yeah, dude, I like that. I've been practicing together. That would have been like a secondary reason.
Who makes that up?
I just thought everybody would buy it, because I just see those guys as these two vets that are like, fuck it, let's room together, because they don't live in New York. They live in where their families are, wherever the hell they come from. Like, they're not long-term members of this team, so they're probably just renting a condo and in Hoboken or something.
Out of nowhere. Sick.
Sorry. Birds.
All right. Yeah. Up top, it's got to be Trey McBride. I mean, dude, it's like 7 to 8 points over anybody else. It's crazy.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
I mean, it is insane how his prop projection. He's probably the best wide receiver in that range of 63, 6K to 7K.
Hang on.
It's like crazy. I mean,
let's look at it, because you're exactly right, Burns. There's no player, actually Jaylen Warren, but beyond Jaylen Warren, it's let's see. Warren is, where's McBride? 19.2.
Yeah, it's incredible, like how he's projected right now.
There's not another player. These are quarterbacks that you're seeing here. There's not a wide receiver that can sniff that projection for his price. There's not a running back that can sniff that projection for his price. It's as lock button McBride week as you're ever going to see. Do with that what you will.
Yeah. But there are guys below him that, are also in play too. Theo Johnson's in play. Kyle Pitts is in play. If you have to go below the 4K range, Pat Freiermuth is in play. Even on the other side, you got Fant. And then you got Hawkinson in the Minnesota game. I mean, these guys are all in play. So, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of good tight ends this week. I do think it's a double tight end week, guys. Because you're paying up, but not for the reasons that are normally double tight ends, because you really want Trey McBride. And so then I still need that 4K, 3K guy in a lineup to balance it out. And then you need your wide receiver depth.
You're going to have 3 running backs and two tight ends in your lineup, Joe.
Actually, that will be a problem. If you want to play Trey McBride, you really can't do it. If you're going to play McBride, I'm telling, the math will not work.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to do. My initial lineup did have 2 tight ends that I've built, but that was Tuesday. It's Friday. Things progress. Josiah, any tight end popping for you this week? Obviously, we all love McBride. I love George Kittle as well here. I think he's a spectacular second fiddle to McBride.
Yeah, I mean, the only other tight end that's not super obvious is just Theo Johnson for me. He's just someone I'm making a priority, and I'm making sure I'm over the field on.
That's some Jamo stuff, right?
Yeah, with Jamo. Just
Yeah.
slight boost to everyone in this offense, and hopefully he won't drop the ball as much with Jamo too. We'll see.
Yeah. I'm just going to answer this question because I love it. And BobbyWow, you can join me. I think yes, dude. I think you can trade for Luther Burden, and I think it's preemptive, but I would do it. I would say yes to that. There's no doubt in my mind that Luther Burden is actually the best wide receiver, not the second best. To me, he's the best wide receiver on that team. Yes,
He's the second best.
I think he's better than Rome. I love the way this guy, his route running skills is crazy, and I think he's the best wide receiver on the team. I don't know why they won't play him.
He's better than DJ. I'll give you that.
DJ's
but
old.
even that's crazy to say. Even that's kind of crazy.
He's old. He's
We've
old.
seen We've seen 6 games with Luther Burden, you guys.
No, but they don't play him.
I've seen years.
And you're
of
telling me
DJ
that you're
at
smarter
this point.
than Ben Johnson? Ben
No,
Johnson is the guy not
time.
playing him.
I don't know what goes on. Why is he not playing? Why? He's electric when he's on the field. I mean, I could be wrong.
I would say yes to this. I don't think we have to climb the Eiffel Tower here, okay? We don't have to go nuts. Yes to the trade.
I'm just saying.
The best on the Bears. Look, the Bears have a lot of good wideouts, let's be honest. But best is a stretch.
It's really
At
just
least for
between
now.
him and Rome. DJ Moore is old at this point. I'm not even counting him. He's old. He's over the hill.
And Rome's really good. Anyway.
Is he? Is he? Is he?
No.
I'm just asking. I'm just asking questions. I'm not implying anything. I'm just asking a question. All right. BobbyWow, give me some tight ends. We're talking. Yeah, I'm just saying what I'm saying.
Guys that haven't been mentioned, Cade Otton, I'm going to continue to pound this until the Bucs have healthy wide receivers. As long as there's only one of those big 3, Cade Otton is going to be heavily featured on this team. He had 12 targets last week. If he finds the end zone, he could be the highest scoring tight end on the slate. He's a volume machine. Love the matchup. I think the Bucs are going to have to throw the football like crazy. Otton's one of my favorite tight end plays on the slate. I think I want to say Pitts is a guy that we've become numb to. I think it's okay not playing him again. Okay, I understand the props projections have been really good. The price is really low, but like Pitts he's bad again. He's really bad again. Okay, and I know.
Not bad meaning bad, but bad meaning good. I need to clarify this. When you say bad meaning bad or bad meaning good?
Bad meaning bad. Bad meaning
okay.
what we've known Pitts as for his whole career outside of a couple games this season. And even those 15, I mean, at 4K, sure, I'll take 15, but look at that.
Dude, if he can only squeak out 13 points on 10 targets, 7 receptions.
He's the
Like,
Chris
there's a lot of
Olave
volume
of tight
there for
ends.
some shitty scores.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I just think he's over-owned every week. It's surprising to me. So I like Otton in that price range. Another guy that's just too cheap, and again, he's been so bad too. So kind of, I don't know, eat my own words a little here, but TJ Hawkinson at 3K against the Bears, who just bleed points to tight ends. I mean, this is the game. This is a game for TJ to find his groove. Like he's been so bad.
He's done.
But I do think whenever JJ, if he can figure out how to throw the football consistently and accurately at short distances, which has been a struggle in the 4 games he's played in his career, I think Hawkinson's going to figure out at some point. And at 3K, give me the TE1 against the Bears. That's all.
Worth a shot. Worth a shot, I guess.
But yeah, all the names mentioned have been
yeah.
good.
I think the sneaky tight ends this week, and you guys mentioned them a little bit. I think we'll get into the really good ones, but there's a couple of sneaky ones here. The ones that I'm looking at, first of all, like Pittsburgh tight ends, Muth, and even Janu Smith. I feel like one of those guys. When you watch the Steelers play, they're all on the field like the whole game. It's not like these are like normal tight ends. They're on the field most of the time. And the last time these guys played the Bengals, for some reason they figured out something with one of their tight ends, and Freiermuth went bananas. So I'll either go back to that, play a little of the other guy. I don't trust it like I want to put it in my cash game, but I think there's upside there, and we need a 3K player if we're going to play, for example, in that game, if we want Jamar Chase and McCaffrey. We need that 3K player. So give me maybe Muth down here could be interesting. Another name that maybe is slightly interesting, Isaiah Likely. Maybe with Bateman out, they go to Likely as that WR2 role. Who else they got? Devontae Walker or some shit. That guy's not like an on the field all the time guy. Maybe it's Likely, so he could be a little sneaky there in the pay down zone. I'm with you. I think, I don't know. I mean, when you look at Pitts, he's projecting really well, like on the sports books. The props
for the last
look
like
pretty good.
4 weeks.
It's not putting it together that great. He didn't occur to me as a play, but a guy no one mentioned, who I do want to mention, Dalton Schultz, 11 targets last week. This guy is getting targets from Mills. And oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, even Jaden Higgins got a bunch of targets last week as the, I guess, WR3 or whatever his role is at this point on that team. But I like your Otten call. No one talked about, I mean, do we like Knox?
Yeah, with Kincaid out.
Yeah. Is that something?
Yeah. I think it's definitely very viable here too.
Another one, Njoku and Fannin have both been like pretty decent. Seems to be who Dylan Gabriel likes to throw to. So I think there are some options down here that are low if you need to get away. And by the way, no one talked about Gadsden. What if we get another Gadsden game here at no ownership? That could be cool.
Is he playing? I thought he was hurt.
Yeah, he's fine. And Jacksonville specifically bad versus tight ends. Like, they're extra bad. 31st overall, allowing tons of points to tight ends. So a little Gadsden there, a little bit of
Kittle to me. If I'm getting 40, in this 45.
That's why I think Gadsden's lower owned, because I felt the same way. If I'm going to pay it, I'm going to get to kill it. And I'm going to start with McBride, but I'm going to treat McBride like like a wide receiver in the flex for the most part this week. We still need a cheap, kind of like a 4K or below player in here to level out. That's why it's the double tight end thing. Really, you're just competing. It's more, do you want to play McBride or do you want to play Warren or some running back that's the same price? That's God,
you put it like that.
I mean, what do you do? Or you could play them both, but like that's the decision you'll have to make. You want to play Warren or McBride? All right.
Yeah, Knox has a floor of 6 and a ceiling of 7.5, I think.
Yeah, it's not great. Knox is really just a pay down turd that, it's just like, let me find a $2,500 guy that, maybe he's not even cheap enough to really be exciting. So not super into that either. Let's move on. Let's talk defense real quick. Burns, I'm just going to throw it over to you. Usually have 3 or 4 solid defenses picked out. I will tell you that my first thought this week was just super punt with the Titans and hope for the best.
Okay. Not doing that, but yeah, by all means, you do that.
Can I do it for the best? I didn't say it was great. I just said I'm doing it.
The lowest defense I would get to is the Broncos, but yeah, by all means, go for it. Actually, there are way better defenses than that, and you only have to pay $600 more in the Chargers. The Rams are a very good spot too here at home. Like one of my favorite defenses is probably the Falcons at home, and then this is an absolutely no. And then the Ravens on the road against Cleveland. You got rookie quarterback there. You got Texans on the road against a rookie quarterback. These are all great spots. I mean, so you know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to pay up for those guys. That's what I'm saying. Like, this costs a lot.
Well, these are your best spots, and favored defenses are always going to be defenses that you're going to have to pay for. Yes, we did see last week where the underdogs were a thing, but that happens seldomly, and we're talking like low percentage of success. So if you want to keep going with that and wasting your money on that, by all means, go ahead. But I'll take my favorites all day long.
There you go. Josiah, got any defenses popping for you?
No, nothing that hasn't been mentioned.
There we go. How about you, BobbyWow? What do you say?
Little Chargers, Jags have been so bad on offense. Don't mind them. I think the Chiefs, Bo Nix has looked really brutally bad. Chiefs could be worth a look as well in the mid-range. And look, I think the Giants could be worth a look if you're trying to punt something away here. The Packers look so out of sync on offense, and they have for multiple weeks now. So not for the faint of heart, but I think they could be worth a look in MME if you're looking to punt something away.
Yeah, I think if I'm paying up, guys, yeah, I like Houston for sure. Anything against Tennessee, that's been a cheat code for most of the season. And then Packers at the Giants. Listen, as much as we all love Jammo, it's pick 60. Let's not forget why we love him so much. He'll throw it to anyone, including opposing cornerbacks. Fine by me. I don't mind it. I don't mind that at all. But I don't love any of these choices. That's why I think it's okay also to just super punt it and say YOLO, play some Titans. Hey, you want to go Browns? I don't really like playing anybody against the Ravens. That's not anything I love to do. But maybe Denver. Now I'm not playing Denver against this level of
no Surtain either.
Locked in Mahomes. Mahomes is on his point. You know what? I could be convinced to play the Panthers. Definitely like the Chargers quite a bit. So a few of those, but I might just punt it with the Titans here. A lot of I like the savings. Makes all the difference. I have not built a single lineup this week so far where I was like, I've got extra money for the defense. Let me do this. It always ends up with fuck. All right, let me just play this and it's squeeze out an extra stud wide receiver. So that's where I've been going so far, but it's early. Guys, remember tomorrow, Players Club live at noon. Not only do we have an awesome theme song, which is worth the price of admission. It's different from this one. But also what we're going to do is one final go over the slate, followed by building lineups for single entry tournaments, multipliers. We're going to always discuss on the Players Club the best practices for how to enter contest selection and which are the best contests for you to stagger your lineups through and how much to put on them so that you only need to hit kind of one and it pays for everything. You hit a second one. Now you're in good times. Now you're in the good zone. So we're going to get into that. That happens tomorrow right here at DFS Army YouTube channel. And of course, for DFS Army subscribers, you need to be in the Discord to see those links. We'll put them out there. And for pro members here on the YouTube channel, you can access those streams as well. JT, it's here on the YouTube channel. You can see it if you're a pro subscriber here. JT, are you a YouTube subscriber? Because your thingy doesn't show that. If you're a DFS Army member, you need to be in our Discord. So that's the most important thing. In the DFS Army Discord, I will show. I can't show you how to access the Discord because the screen cuts off at the top. But on the DFSArmy.com website, if you go up to the top right corner over here, there is a little settings button and you can connect. Yeah, JT, are you not in our Discord? Make sure you're in the DFS Army Discord, and you got to have your links in there. Be in the Discord, especially because other sports are going now. We have NBA happening. You need to be in the last night.
Killing it in NBA. Absolutely
crushing. I'm seeing so many. I didn't even show it. We had another tournament takedown last night on FanDuel. All these great low cost plays. The having the staff in there, updating everybody in NBA is just unbelievable. It's such a key thing if you want to be good at NBA DFS. You need that. I don't even know the damn player names in NBA. Like I don't look at other sports while NFL is happening. But every once in a while, I'll just pop in there. I'll read Josiah's notes. I'll read Madness's notes, or B-Dubs is killing it. And whoever it is, B-Dubs is on fire. It's just spitting fire every day. So whoever it is, I'll just make a couple lineups, have a little fun doing NBA while my full focus remains NFL. I do that for the people. Guys, we appreciate everybody watching the show, being here with us, commenting in the chat. It's a huge part of it. You guys make the show extra fun. I know Josati appreciates it as well. So I love the chat. So keep it up. Let us know you're there. Like, subscribe, notification bell. We'll see everybody tomorrow. Don't show up at the Players Club without the Blue Moons. That's how we do it. Players Club, Blue Moons. Let's fucking go. Good luck this week, everybody. Helmets up.